Futures back to the downside here a little bit this morning after a big day yesterday. The record highs just keep racking up for both the S&P and the Nasdaq. That is how things are looking right now, consolidating just under aftermarket highs yesterday here for the Nasdaq. It was up and away once again all day long for the overall market. We are dealing with a few individual movers here this morning. Tesla on watch back to the downside a little bit this morning. Huge investigation announced. We'll talk about what it's going to affect. Back and forth kind of a week so far after the announcement of the cheaper models earlier in this week. Airlines looking pretty good to start things off so far this morning. That's Delta, better than expected forecast from Delta. We'll touch on that as well. Pepsi as well. I mean, it was up earlier this morning, coming back in. Adara's with me this morning. We were just touching on the simple fact that apparently they're going to bring back Gatorade.
Yes.
I didn't realize it went anywhere, but...
I don't believe it has, Brendan. As I was telling you off camera, like literally this weekend, I went to the Shoppers right by my house and bought a Gatorade, and it wasn't, a grand pilgrimage, so I don't really know where it went, but either way, apparently it's back.
Yeah, I mean, the chief executive announcing plans to, quote unquote, bring back Gatorade in the U.S. and worldwide later this year. Newsflash, it never went anywhere here. I don't know. Let us know if it went somewhere in the U.S. because...
or internationally.
Yeah, or internationally, too. Anyway, we'll touch on Pepsi coming up here. Airlines continuing to push higher here, led by Delta right now, right across the board. Hasn't been a terribly exciting trade over the past few weeks and months, but getting a little bit of a boost here. This forecast, pretty impressive right across the board. Just keep in mind, we are getting recorded comments. So there's an event in Washington, long story short, there's an event in Washington. Powell's delivering opening remarks via video. So there won't be any questions, but who knows, just keep it, it's on right now. We'll see if anything happens with the overall market. Could be a bit of a nothing burger though, as far as the market is concerned.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of Fed speakers, though, all day, guys. At one point, Kashkari and Barr are speaking together, and then Kashkari is speaking alone, like 15 minutes before that. Bowman is speaking at 8:35, so just 5 minutes after these pre-filmed Powell remarks. So, yeah, it's going to be a wild one, I think.
Dan Ives talking a little bit about tech in general this morning, giving his take on not only the sector, but individually saying way more upside to come as far as Q3 is concerned. Number of notes over the past couple of days from analysts specifically on Nvidia. It's been a week of Nvidia, it seems, with the deal-making side of things anyways. This is how we're looking right now, just taking out the highs I was hearing in my ear here. There's 193 coming into play after a big day yesterday. Looking pretty impressive here so far this morning as well. It's going to be a little bit different around here this morning. Both Neil and Sean, unfortunately, not with us today. That is okay, though, because we have Sharif and Joe filling the big chairs this morning. Good morning, guys.
We made it to the big show,
We made
Joey.
it. You know what I think? I think the people are in good hands here. I think we'll be all right. I mean, Jays won last night. The Leafs won last night. Man, how much? It's too much winning. But we have to win more. Too much winning.
It was just whooping after whooping. We didn't even have a starter on.
There you go.
We put the starters
in all the bullpen.
Yeah, man.
So
appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, good stuff. Fantastic stuff going on in the markets this morning. We got the airlines starting to move. We're getting the sympathy play within American Airlines as well, too. Finding out a lot about NVDA. So there's a lot going on, Sharif. We're going to have a fantastic morning. We're going to get rocking and rolling when the open comes.
So look, let's just get to it right off the start. NVDA is looking really good, as Brendo mentioned, because they struck that UAE deal overnight. So let's get to Nvidia right away, Joey, because we're all-time highs as we speak. We're already 2% in the clear. Sure, AMD's been catching the tailwind lately with their new deal with OpenAI, but you saw what Jensen said yesterday with respect, to the giving up ownership. He was kind of shocked by it. He took a little bit of a shot at it yesterday on his interview with Squawk Box and Becky Quick, saying basically, he didn't have to give up any of his company to get into a relationship with OpenAI. In any event, though, Joey, this is higher lows and higher highs here on Nvidia as we knock on the door of 193. We're up 2%. We're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. It is by far, Joey, to start the morning here, the strongest Mag 7 name far and away. The other ones that are green are barely green. Google is the only other one, and it's up only 1/3% at the moment. moment. So we'll have to keep tabs on that. What are you keeping an eye on today?
This morning I got, again, we're going to be looking at some NVDA this morning. Obi brought to us as well. He's like, hey, I was looking out on Blue Ocean last night at around 12 o'clock or 12 midnight. He got this pop in the market and he was looking for the news. So you're getting the approval for shipping the chips over to these Gulf countries, which is an absolute, I think it's a really good step in the right direction. Now, is it already priced into the market? We'll have to wait and see. But the market's liking it right now. We got NVDL, the 2x leverage, already up 4%. That's going to put NVDA up 2%. So that's what I'm looking at this morning, guys. We got the airlines and we got some of these chip names.
All right, here's what I'm looking at as well. So you guys know that I'm going to be looking at small caps. I'm not a large cap trader. And here's what I'm seeing right off the get-go. MRM was looking awfully good, and now it's breaking down. It's losing the volume-weighted average price. It's losing the bid, and it's dropping back below 2.5. VWAP's at 270. This is not going to interest me unless it can get back above that level. And you could see a whole bunch of selling into that $3 area, so we'll be keeping tabs on that. But it's Tillray, and I'm sure we'll be getting this on the rundown. It is on the watch list, both myself and Adara's. Tillray is on there as they did report earnings, and look at it dance with $2 right now. It's already up nicely here in the pre-market, and we've been seeing this tailwind lately with cannabis stocks, with the rescheduling coming from the Department of Justice being asked, of course, by the administration. Let's take a quick look here at the half an hour chart, so you can see, back on the 29th of September, we caught that bid. We haven't given up that bid, Joey. In fact, we've been making a bit of a consolidation here into that $2 area, about $1.75, and today we're getting the breach of 2 finally on the back of that report. So Tillray, not strictly, of course, a small cap gapper, but definitely one that I'll be keeping my eye on, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And we got some key levels here that I think we're going to be looking at on some of these airline spaces. Hold on, let me pull it up here momentarily so we can get this unlocked. And this is what we're going to be looking at. So you can see we're gapping up here into this 1245 level. And with Delta, we're looking at that 62, roughly around 61.50. I think if we break some of these levels, and what I'm looking for is that 62 break, and you head into this previous pivot high, there's going to be some good opportunities, I believe, here. So that's a nice strong gap up that we're experiencing here in the space overall. So that's primarily my targets here, and as well as NVDA. Continuous trend higher. We get the gap up at 4 a.m. this morning, so we're going to look for the continuation. Be patient. Wait for those pullbacks out of the gate. We're going to buy. We're going to get in those dip buys, and then sure enough, got to keep Bitcoin on our radar.
All right, before we send it back to the crew at the big desk, I need to mention TTRX here. It's going absolutely buck wild. 375%. It just cleared 32.5. It's awfully spready and awfully volatile. So as I always say on the midday, you need to trade this carefully because it can turn on you in a second and flip the script, and then as quickly as you were in the money, you can be out of the money. So here's the deal. As I mentioned, 365%. This one started moving yesterday in the aftermarket around 10 to 6. By the time 8 o'clock came around, it was all the way up at about $16.50. Just to give you an idea, this one closed at $7 at 4 o'clock yesterday. And by the time, as I mentioned, 8 o'clock came around in the end of aftermarket trading, was around 16 and change. That continued today in the pre-market, opened up at around 16.05, and by the time 4:05 a.m. had come and gone, this one had glanced at $50. Now, of course, it is trading below said pre-market high, that 4 a.m. print, but it's above the volume-weighted average price. It's up 300 some odd %. So it's going to get a lot of people's attention, and it's putting in higher highs and higher lows. TTRX, one I'm certainly going to have my eye on. Send it back to the crew at the desk.
Have a lot of people's attention, including Luis Barbado, going to jump in here this morning and give us a rundown of not only TTRX, but maybe a few other small caps moving around here once again this morning. Luis, good to see you.
Hello, Brendan. Good to see you too.
Another busy week, especially for small caps. I mean, all-time highs for the Russell, all-time highs for basically everything at this point, including small caps, which they were the laggard for most of this year, right from January on. We finally get there. Just from a higher perspective, have you seen any correlation between the overall market getting to all-time highs and any kind of slowdown in the action in these?
Yeah, sometimes the volume just shifts to the blue chips, to the big index when it's becoming so profitable to go long on any of those blue chips like Nvidia or Tesla or anything like that. Sometimes the volume shifts to that sector, and that's why we had some quiet months on the short side, like September probably. But we have ignition a couple of days ago with, I think it was SPRV or something like that, moving up like 600% because Martin Shkreli tweeted something about the company valuing $500 per share. So that ignited a little bit the market, and we have a lot of runners from these last couple of days.
As far as individual movers go, I mean, Sharif just gave us a really good rundown there of that TTRX. Give us your thoughts. What are you looking at as far as that one is concerned this morning?
Well, I'm going to show you a screen here so you make a little bit fun of me. Look at my long there. I'm not a specialist long side, so I took a long here and cut it. I didn't trust it at all, and look at that. It was a huge trade. So, we are more short sellers, and this stock is very expensive to locate, so we will not be able to go short. So let's see how the open reacts on this one. It's very expensive. The range is very, very wide. So you got to be very, very careful. We will look for longs, because we cannot short since expensive locates. We will look for long if we see any price that give us some confidence to get out, like some round level that is holding the bids or some big players coming in when the market opens. But so far, I think we will avoid this ticker since we cannot go short and longs are pretty much overextended now.
BAOS, another one popping up here. A lot of people were mentioning this early on this morning. It has come back in a little bit, but another one, I mean, that kind of sweet spot as far as the price is concerned, $3 to $5 range, ton of volume here as well.
Yeah, it has been a nice stock to short the pops during pre-market. Let's say at 1.5 hour ago, something like that, all the pops to the VWAP, it was a nice short. Right now, we will wait to the open. If in the open it pops to $5, $5.30, where the VWAP will be, I think we will short on this one. But so far, it's pretty much dead now. They just devastate the stock pre-market.
We had a really good question last time we spoke, Luis, and I think it's worth mentioning here. Why don't you run through just maybe in a couple of points your process of elimination when it comes to these in the morning? Sometimes we come in, there's 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7, 8, 9 individual names that are moving around up sometimes triple-digit % here. What really are you looking for to narrow down that process of elimination going towards the open?
Well, mainly it depends on every trader plan. If your trading plan is to trade with huge volume moving up, if it's in the long side, in the short side. So depending your trading plan, you have to base your stock picking, right? So we try to avoid, for example, shorts on stocks that are overcrowded. There is huge volume on the open because we realize that the volume usually pushes the stock higher, and when the volume shifts to another stock, the stock start to losing volume and then start to losing price levels. So if you're a short seller, wait for the backside, wait that the stock lose a little bit of attention to another stock. That's the main point. But if you are looking for longs, you have to pick up other stocks. You have to pick up stocks with huge volume, with rotation flow and good news, etc.
All right. That said, let's dig in here a little bit. Give me your top couple of ideas this morning for 9:30.
We have 3 tickers so far that we are looking to. Is MRM, as Sharif mentioned. This is a very interesting stock. We had a pretty crazy movement last week. I think it was on Monday. I don't remember. It moved to $7. So it's kind of tricky if it breaks this 3-round level maximum of pre-market. I think it's going to happen. We're going to wait for the pop to 260, 270, what the VWAP is, and we will short there. Maximum pre-market highs, that should be the stop out level for the shorts. This is a Japan company, so it might be more volatile than other US stocks. We also have BJDX. I'm going to share a screen here because so you can see some trades on this one. We went short around here, stop out most of it, and then reshort against these highs, 520, 550. We have a very nice daily resistance there. Now it has lost the VWAP, so we will short 420, 440, 460 until this resistance of 480. That should be a nice trade as well. And on the lots, we have MNTS. It's losing a little bit of volume now, so we will skip this one so far, MNTS. So mainly two tickers, MRM and BJDX. And also we will look the quantum sector today. It's been racing like crazy for the last weeks and months even. So it seemed that yesterday we saw the first selling coming in, the first day that it crossed even negative, and after market some very panic sells. So we will look for some shorts if it rebound a little bit during the open.
What makes you want to jump to that transition on a day like this when there's, we just went through 3-4 different small cap runners here. If an overall group is starting to get active again, like quantum, like some of the EV stocks even flying around. Here's RGTI, just actually, as you were saying that, breaking pre-market highs and starting to get going here for Rigetti. What are you looking for as far as these are concerned today?
Yeah, Rigetti and QBTS are the main two tickers that we will trade because they have the most volume of the sector. Even though you could be a trader in small caps, you have to be aware of what sector is in play and what is the big players talking about. And for the last couple of days, 3 days, you see the huge traders like Nathan Michaud, Martin Shkreli, Kulamagi, Lucas, the short bear. Everyone is talking about the quantum sector getting some overbought prices, and probably the first a lot of people buying puts on these stocks. So you have to be aware whether your specialty is something else like small caps. You have to be aware of the big trades that are building in the market.
And directionally speaking, great insight as always, Luis Barbedo over in Barcelona, Spain. Have a fantastic Thursday, my friend.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
Yeah, well said. Obviously, I was all ears there as he was talking about, my wheelhouse there, small cap gappers. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep my eye on MNTS. He was absolutely right that this one was losing volume, and it's also dropping below the volume weighted average price. It was also preceded before the loss of VWAP by topping tail candle, which we know is not the end all and be all when it comes to these small cap gappers because, well, look, they're around for a good time, not a long time. So people got to take profits somewhere, and typically they're taking profits quite aggressively because they're in it for an intraday trade. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on this, but it's really the TTRX show over here. Now, it did lose trend. It held the 10 EMA on the 5 and is trying to work back into that $35. But this is why I always fear these ones that are below the pre-market high is because, well, this candle over here and these candles subsequent, the 4 a.m., 405, 410, they all had a decent amount of volume printing. And so you definitely had some possible holders of those levels. And shorts are also looking at these levels as well, off which to, get in a short position, or longs are looking to take profits there. So I'm looking for a continuation of the trend. Definitely we have some indecision over here with that topping tail. And then this candle's green, but it's got a lower high and a lower low, and it breaches 30. So I'm unsure how I feel about this one, given the spread, given the volatility. We're going to have to keep our eye on it. But I really want to focus on Tillray. You got a nice little bull flag pattern over here. You had a testing of, the volume weighted average price right around 192. It did lose 2, and it's dancing with 2 right now. So I think this one could get going off the bell. Now, obviously, it's a $2 name. That's more in my wheelhouse. You can size in substantially here for continuation. But it's probably prudent on our part to kind of look back a little bit and see, okay, if we clear 2, well, what's that next resistance level that we're looking at? Because we haven't been at 2 in a hot minute. So we're going to have to look all the way back into August of 2024 for a level that stayed above 2 for any prolonged period of time. And that was very, very short-lived. In fact, we really haven't been above 2 for any prolonged period of time. I want to say all the way back until April of 2024. The times that we have cleared 2, they've been sort of Christmas tree retracements, as we always jokingly call that on the desk. It's an upside down V, green on one side, red on the other. It rejects the 200. I'm seeing a lot of good technicals here, Joey, when it comes to Tillray. You've got the golden cross on the daily where the 50 crossed over the 200. You're getting a series of higher highs and higher lows. You're testing critical levels, aka $2. So there's a lot to like about this, and it was a decent report. I'm sure the gang will get to it on the rundown.
Yeah, we don't want to get too high off of the Tillray news. Obviously being sarcastic there. All right, guys. No, in all seriousness, we're long some AMD here, and we're short a little bit of Bitcoin. Small size. We're just going to go fraction of risk units here. But there's another name that I wanted to bring to our attention, and Gora brought this to me yesterday. I think it's fantastic stuff, right? This is what we're looking for from an intraday standpoint and from a daily standpoint as well, too. So what is really starting to catch my eye on this name is that we're heading towards some of these lows, right? So we print around 1135. It's going to be that low. But one thing to note is just the volume profile. So the way that I'm looking at this is that, okay, we're selling, continuous selling after that IPO. It hasn't recovered whatsoever. Now, is this a potential bottom? We have multiple things that are kind of working in our favor, and that's going to be the print on the daily, this one specifically, and then also that volume signature as well, too. What can this signify? Hey, this is potential stopping volume and price being ready to turn around. So that's what I have on my radar this morning. I think there's going to be a great opportunity, even for a potential swing trade in Weeble, and the risk profile is defined. If it cracks the candle wick low, then you just get out of the trade, be patient, reassess the situation to see like, hey, is this thesis actually going to play out, or do we have to be a little bit more patient, wait for an additional entry, and then take another trade? So it may be a setup that takes multiple entries, but I'm liking what we're seeing here at Weeble, especially at these prices, and we know that a lot of these brokerages are starting to climb higher. IBKR, we have Robinhood as well too, an absolute fan favorite of mine. So we're going to be looking at this name. We like it a lot, and also with the airline space as well. Crypto, a nice recovery in Bitcoin. Ethereum's been taking it a lot more aggressively there, Sharif. At one point, we were down 4% on the session. This is ETHA, but we're having that aggressive gap down, and we trade to as low as around 32.80. So is there going to be somewhat of a catch-up trade in the Ether spot? I'm going to avoid this. Why? Because it's significantly weaker than Bitcoin, and it might be lagging for a specific reason. So there's a lot on the radar. We have Weeble, we have the airlines, and we have the crypto space, and most definitely the chips that we're going to be looking at this morning, guys.
You know what I like, Joey?
What do you like?
Show 'em, Assassino.
Show them what you got going on.
Show 'em, Assassino. Oh, no. The American League champions are now winners of the ALDS. You know what I like about this, Joey? You got a lot of themes today that we got. You got the Gatorade over here on the left. Brendo said they're bringing it back. I don't know where it went.
I don't know
to
where
echo Brendo's sentiment. And then Delta reported as well. They're also on there, Joey. It was a match made in heaven. It was all.
It's meant to be, man.
Yes, the Toronto Blue Jays. We are going to the ALCS.
Oh, look, we got
baby.
Pepsi up there too. So there you go, Adara. It was just meant to be.
See that Pepsi there, Adara? Yeah, I know. Well, she's more about her energy drinks, though, brother.
No, but she wants to trade Pepsi.
She wants to trade Pepsi. Yeah, she's also looking at some other stuff. She'll get to that. Craig, thank you very much. $5 Canadian super chat. Congrats, you two, for opening the show. Let's see some boys trading today. Would love to know the levels you two think on AMD, and we'll stop to take a breath. Shout out to my man, Craig. I'll give you my opinion, and then Joey will give you his. Let's load up the side chart over here and talk a little AMD. Obviously, AMD's been a rocket as of late on the back of its big deal with OpenAI. Of course, they did give up possibly some of the company there. We'll get more into that. I don't know why it's not loading. There we go. Embarrassing.
Katina in the chat. What's up, brother?
Katina's in the chat. Of course he's in the chat. Get it, Katina, man. Well, hope you're having a great day, brother. We know that you've got the fam today, and we're going to hold down the fort for you, Katina, man. Enjoy your time off. Much needed, of course, and much deserved. All right, here's what the deal is. We got that big boy breakout on the day that we got the headline. That was at around 6:45 in the morning. We had a consolidative day, the day subsequent, and then we had another great day making all-time highs. So what were the levels that I'm looking at? Well, the closing print, first and foremost, has to factor into your assessment here, and that closing print is 235 and change. Let's say 235 and a half, 235 and 2/3. The overnight low, we barely breached that 235 for a moment there, 233. So what I'm looking for is a hold of yesterday's closing print. In addition to that 235.60, 235.50 being an important level, I want to say 235 comes in as well. It was a local area high at around 2 o'clock before we tested the 10 EMA on the 15, and then we continued to trade higher and higher in the aftermarket. Look at that 945 print. We got around to 240. So the initial level of resistance for me on AMD will be 240 until we clear it decisively, and then we can talk about using it as support. To the downside, I'm looking at 235. So a $5 range there for AMD, at least initially. I'm a buyer. I probably won't trade it because I don't trade these stocks. But I'd be a buyer at around 235, 235 and a half, or if it takes out 240, I'd be looking for a breakout trade and a continuation. How do you see this one, Joe?
You know what, Sharif? I was looking at some of the options activity yesterday, and I like that you mentioned that 240 level because you're going to see some open interest there, but also at that 250 level as well, too. I mean, we're in blue sky territory at this point. We've now broke through that previous pivot high, that previous all-time high. I like AMD for the continuation, but I mean, we've been on a monster run since these April lows. 206%. It's been a really, really big move here, but just the continuation and strength and everything that AMD has going on for it, it's hard to go against it. You may experience somewhat of a pullback at some point, but at that point, until you start to see those signals, I think you just have to go with the flow and look for those new highs and continuously allow the underlying asset to print those. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm long it right now. If it breaks the volume weighted average price, we'll just get out. But I think somewhere out of the open, if we can hold 234, then I'm going to be looking for a potential bounce in that area too. So pull back through the volume weighted average price and then a continuation in strength because NVDA and AMD have just been absolutely phenomenal. So we like this name, blue sky territory. Let's see if it's going to continue on the path that it's currently on.
Before we send it back to the big desk, Jason Raybon, thank you very much, my friend, for the $5 super chat. Good morning, fellas. What are your thoughts on APLD heading into earnings? Any ideas for options plays? I'll just speak to the technicals, and then your boy Joey Options, he can give you the look there for the options trade. I want to shout out as well, GZ. Shout out to you for joining. Data Robertson. Shout out to you for joining Trader TV as well. Make sure to go get the free morning note in the members only section. So here's the 15-minute on APLD, very consolidative that we have been here since, I want to say, around the 2nd of October, kind of nice little rounded bottom there in late September. Let's go to the daily. Let's start with the daily. Man,
this thing has been a monster.
It's a monster, Joey. It's a monster. APLD is a monster, obviously. Applied Digital. So let's take a look over here. Yeah, I'd be buying off the 10 EMA. It's been holding the 10 EMA beautifully on the daily. That is the green line there. The pullbacks have all been bought up. Now, you know, I would, if you're swing trading this, then don't get stopped out on the breach of the 10 EMA. Make sure it's closing below the 10 EMA. So use that closing print rule. But it looks like there's some resistance here into 30. You've got a topping tail candle on 10.7 into 30. You're accumulating for a $30 break here. So to me, if the earnings do well, you're going to blow through that 30 level. I'd be a buyer anywhere on the 10 EMA on the daily. Let's go, though, to the 15 and see where the local areas of support are. 2650, an obvious area buying over here. Look at the bounces. You got it on the 7th of October, right into 2650 was bought. The same thing happened yesterday. It dipped into 2650. It was bought. In addition to that, that 2650 was a resistance level before it was a support level. Take a gander at what we did on the 2nd of October as well as the 3rd. We were using that 2650, 27 as resistance. So I like this level. I'd be picking it up off there. If you don't get the opportunity be to pick it up 2650. I'd be looking at a smaller time frame and to pick it up off the 10 EMA. How do you see the options on this, Joey?
On APLD, man,
Yeah.
I've been talking about this name for some time now. I won't be able to see any options activity on it just yet. The market's not open, right? So heading into earnings, any ideas for options play? I mean, you can obviously, like, if you want to go with your standard moves, I can't tell you the open interest or volume or anything along those lines right now because the data isn't there, nor is yesterday's, right? Yeah. But what you can do, if you really want to get involved with this name leading into options, one thing that you have to take into consideration is that the implied volatility is already priced in. So if you're thinking about getting involved now, I would just hold off a little bit, and then most definitely hold off after the earnings report, regardless of what it is. There is strategies that you can use, like the straddle, strangle, whatever you're more comfortable. Straddle just being a long call and a long put. But the objective of that is that you need to exceed the expected move. We can actually pull that up right now, Sharif. We'll do that real quick before we head back.
Long and short already.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do here. APLD. We'll take a look at the expected move before we send it back to the desk there and go over our watch list. So essentially what we're doing here, guys, is that we're looking at about 15.9% of a move here with a high of around 32.37 and a low of around 23.51. So if you're going to play the straddle, essentially what you need is that to exceed that expected move, go north of essentially 16%. So you want your one contract to vastly outweigh the other, and in order to do so, it needs to exceed that. And if it doesn't, then essentially you're stuck with a couple contracts that are at an extended premium just due to the fact that you're paying for the implied volatility. So I would hold off with that unless you're comfortable with playing those straddles and strangles, guys.
All right, it's 9 o'clock. Let's go back to the desk and start the rundown.
All right, a couple things real quick. KLAR, Klarna, and Figma as well. So KLAR, nice pop, deal with Google Cloud announced. Also FIG started to get going as well. They also announced a new partnership with Google Cloud, according to Bloomberg. So this was already holding 69, which was that consolidation that we saw throughout the day yesterday, starting to pop back up towards 71 here for FIG, KLAR, both. A couple to have a look at this morning. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you take a second, jump down, grab the free watch list. Top link in the description will get you to the sign up page, and then all you need is your email address, as everything you need to know on it every single morning comes right to your inbox. Huge day yesterday for not only Nvidia, but AMD as well, both to the upside. That is how AMD is shaping up so far this morning. If you look at Nvidia, definitely leading the way here. We're back to 193. Both of these, though, pretty strong over the past couple of days.
Yeah, it's a tale of two cousins, Brendan. And for those who don't know, Lisa Su and Jensen Huang are cousins that be the CEO of AMD and Nvidia, respectively. Now, for AMD's part, Brendan, this 43% three-day winning streak, is literally apparently their best three-day winning streak in 9 years. So this is great. They're at new all-time highs. Now, Nvidia, though, has a bit of a catalyst we should talk about. They did reportedly secured approval for billions in chip AI exports to the UAE. So good look there for NVDA. We know that being able to get these exports to China, that's the ultimate goal, especially for CEO Jensen Huang. But UAE is a great start. We know they made those deals. Let's see what kind of, we see from these deals now actually being exported. And
we couldn't go another day without NVIDIA spending more of its money as well. Here's Reflection AI. I've never even heard of this, but Reflection AI apparently going to announce Thursday it's raised $2 billion in a new funding round led by, guess who? Yeah, NVIDIA as well, guys. Thoughts here?
I'm shocked, Brendo. I mean, he said that the only thing that he was upset about was he couldn't give Elon more money. He only gave him $2 billion. He wanted to give him more. So he's got a lot of cash on hand. I'm talking, of course, about Jensen Huang and NVIDIA. According to reports, I think they have about 240 to 250 billion in cash on hand right now. So he's clearly looking to deploy that. Look, I mean, we're taking out 190 here like it doesn't even matter. And we really didn't hold out at all. Let's load up the NVIDIA chart over here. We didn't really hold up much at all. Just a little bit yesterday in front of that 189.50. But overnight, I was just talking to Obi off camera, and he was involved in NVIDIA in Blue Ocean. Blue Ocean, in case you guys don't know, it's trading from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., 3:59 a.m. basically until the pre-market opens. Once the after market closes. And that's why you're seeing this untraded area over here, this gapping up. 189 and a quarter is where we closed out yesterday at around 8 p.m. when all was said and done, and we opened up at 4 a.m. We were above 190. We didn't even look at that 190 area intraday or during regular market hours. So I'd be looking for a possible move back in if we sell off into 190, but I don't know, Joey. I think that 1.4 trillion that the UAE has pledged, UAE, excuse me, is pledged for U.S. investments over the next decade. I don't know as much, of course, is going to see its way to Nvidia, but quite a bit. Yeah,
I think so, quite a bit. I mean, the more inflows are going to be coming in, as you mentioned, over the past decade, and I'm sure they're going to extend that, right? As NVDA continuously updates their chips and gets better and better, you're most definitely going to see more cash flow coming their way, because we talk about this all the time. You're going to have to consistently upgrade. Everything is getting better and better. So I think that striking a deal with them is absolutely phenomenal. And across the board, AMD even has a deal with them as well, and Amazon as well for some cloud services too. So NVDA has just been an absolute phenomenal stock, guys. I mean, we know that Dan Ives calls this the godfather of AI. None of this AI boom is essentially happening without this name. So we're going to continuously look long. We're touching into those all-time highs once again. So it's blue sky territory, just like the other chip named AMD. So we're going to look to go long one more time. My issue here is, by the way, I did get stopped out of AMD. We were only a small size on that one, so nothing to worry about. We're getting the pullback that we were looking for, so now maybe we can get that continuation to the top side. But back to these two names, they've been moving relatively well. You want to try to continue and follow that strength. So essentially wait for those pullbacks in the after the open. Even though NVIDIA is significantly stronger, the pullback back to VWAP is almost inevitable. I shouldn't say that, but it's probably going to happen, and then you want to look for the continuation after that.
And I like what Mitch said yesterday when he was on. He's like, look, you know, NVIDIA's going to continue to go up, but it's going to be that step up.
It's not going to be that clean parabolic price action, right? But it's going to be nice and steady, as you mentioned, stair step. You take a leg higher, consolidation, leg higher, more liquidity grab. You pull back a little bit. You want to buy. So it's like when these two names right now currently, Shreve, if they're down 2.5%, 5% ever, I think a lot of investors are going to start stepping in, even the retail.
I would agree. I would agree. But the point I was trying to make, Joey, is that I think that NVIDIA, you're going to get those higher highs and higher lows. It's a good deal. But as Mitch was saying yesterday, if you're looking, you know, for that more volatile parabolic move, I think we may have to be looking at AMD
absolutely,
here, right?
Absolutely.
I think we could easily see $500 billion by the end of the year. I think currently, where are we at? We are at 384, so I don't think it's too crazy. And this thing has been rocketing up lately.
I mean, even though they're in the past, though, Shreve, we have to take the splits in NVDA into consideration. It makes it significantly harder for the underlying to actually move after you've split so many times. AMD hasn't undergone that.
No, they haven't. All right, guys. Send it back to the desk.
New chip announced there this morning. Intel unveiling Panther Lake architecture. I don't know how they come up with these names, but first AI PC platform built on 18A from Intel. So a little bit of a wide range candle there for INTC. Let's talk about some of these airlines this morning. Here's the major catalyst, DAL, Delta to the upside in a pretty good way. $62, bit of a problem spot right now. If you just zoom out though, let's go to Jets, the ETF. Same looking start to the day here. Much better than expected results, much better than expected forecast from Delta.
Yeah, let's talk about it here, Brendan. So they actually did here have EPS $1.71 versus $1.52 expected. That's a beat. Sales $16.673 billion. Also nicely beating estimates of $50.041 billion. Now let's talk here about their Q4 EPS guidance. The midpoint certainly beating estimates $1.60 to $1.90 versus estimates of $1.64. Now let's talk about their fiscal 2025 adjusted EPS guidance. They narrowed it, but it wasn't necessarily in a bad way. Narrowing it here from $5.25 to $6.25 to $6. So it's still above the midpoint of that previous guidance, and it still beats estimates of $5.76. So yeah, let's see, I guess, how the market reacts to it. Right now, they really like these numbers, and the whole space seems to really like these numbers, as you mentioned.
Yeah, here's, I was just going to bring up AAL. There's American for you as well, looking pretty good to start here. I mean, this thing's $12.50. Wow, I haven't looked at this chart in a long time. But DAL, guys, the one with all the volume this morning.
Yeah, one of the things that caught my attention right away So I look at the fundamentals quickly over here, and it looks like premium segment revenue, which is just a euphemism for business class and first, surged 9%, while main cabin revenue slipped 4%. And that is a story that we've been seeing more and more and more. Surprised? Rich people aren't hurting, all right? And that's exactly what Delta is trying to take advantage of. If you know kind of the way where Delta fits among the order condescendi for these airlines, it's one of the top domestic airlines anyway. I'm not comparing it to Qatar Airways and Emirates and stuff like that, but I'm talking among American Airlines. It is one of the top ones. And Ed Bastian, the CEO, he noted no signs of a pullback in higher end spending. Surprise there. Corporate travel as well continues to lift domestic demand for flight. So that is something to keep an eye on. Now, with respect to technicals, let's take a look here at DAL, and then Joey will give you his opinion. Let's just pull this bad boy up. Let's start with the daily, Joey, because that was a nice breakout there intraday on the 5. But where are we at with respect to the daily? So we're definitely well off those April lows, and it's been a series of higher highs and higher lows. Clean area there, but I'd definitely be looking for resistance into the $62 to $63 area. That's another area high that we have to clear. If we clear that 63, I want to say to 65, you're definitely looking at resistance at 65, given what we did back at around election time, November of 2024, 65 was a hot level. And then, the market was rocketing. After the election, we got about to $70. So my initial move here is to look for a clearing of this area crest, 62.5 to 63. If you squeeze by that, it's an easy move into 65. That's what I see on the daily. The 15, is not going to really show us much there because we haven't been around these levels in a while. Joey, how do you see this whole thing?
Yeah, it's absolutely. We took a little bit off there on IBIT, guys, as it's starting to sell a little bit. So there we go. We're short on this name, taking a little piece off there. But Sharif, I like that you mentioned that the business class is just doing fine. It's usually the higher end consumer that it can withstand a lot, right? It's the lower end of things that we feel the more brunt of that. So as for DAL, we like this a lot. We can see that we're gapping up here to around 61.50, and off that earnings report, there's going to be a key level around 62.74 that I'm going to be looking for. I believe if we have the ability to breach that, then we can continue it. But I'm also liking AAL this morning as well, too, guys. So the volume is in on both of these names, and we're starting to form this bull flag pattern. So at the end of the day, you want to wait for that pullback to the volume-weighted average price, and then hopefully a continuation within the trend to the top side. We can go to the daily on this name as well because we've gapped up, but we're still kind of stuck in the middle of a range. So there's going to be a key pivot level around that 1338 level. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. If we have the ability to breach some of these zones, then I think we're going to be able to continue on to the top side, guys.
All right, guys.
I'm just looking at a chart of silver here, guys. If you zoom out to this is a 15-minute chart, but this is happening right now in front of us. Absolutely straight to the upside for silver today. Highest level in 3 decades. I mean, we touched on gold a little bit the past couple of days, but everything going. I'm just seeing spot palladium rising 3% to multi-month highs as well. So metals catching a huge bid over the past couple of days. Just hearing this in my ear once again. Worth noting, this is not Tesla related, obviously, but I mean, it kind of is. GM one-upping Elon, how dare they? GM unveiling a Chevy Bolt model, EV priced at $29,000, just because Tesla did what they did going back 2 days ago with their lower price models. So again, Chevy Bolt now $29K in the US on the EV side. So prices coming down.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does seem like, as you said, that GM was scrambling to do this to try to compete with Elon, but kind of get why they do that. Let's talk here about this NHTSA news. That's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. They're opening a new investigation here into Tesla vehicles, specifically 2.88 million Tesla vehicles that are equipped with the FSD or full self-drive system. Now, apparently this involves multiple incidents, apparently 6 confirmed crash reports where Tesla vehicles that did have FSD engaged ran red lights, and then those red lights led to some intersection collisions. So let's see how this goes. Apparently 4 of the 6 crashes actually added to the resulted in injuries, which makes these investigations a bit more urgent here. So interesting look there for TSLA and the NHTSA once again opening this investigation. Let's see if any recalls come of this, because that would be the next step.
It seems like a monthly thing almost
honestly
for Tesla in these
sometimes
investigations.
More.
It's crazy. Here's the daily chart. I mean, just kind of chopping around here, guys, for Tesla right now.
I'm not surprised by that, obviously, Brendo, because you know that I took that test drive and it was going to run the intersection. I had to intervene. Mm-hmm. So we know that they have also dropped a new version of FSD yesterday, 14.1. So it keeps improving. And if you look at YouTube, a lot of YouTube videos of people taking really lengthy trips with no disengagement. So we'll have to see how that all works out. But I want to mention the GM headline over here. So this is very interesting. It's going to be their most affordable electric vehicle. We're talking about the Chevy Volt, $28,995 for the base model. Here's the deal: 65 kilowatt LFP battery. LFP charges faster, it's also cheaper, but 65 kilowatts with a 255 mile range. Let's compare that to the Tesla scaled down Model Y, Model 3. The Model Y is going to have 357 miles of range, so about more than 100 miles. But when you're comparing apple to apple, sedan to sedan, Model 3 is going to have 321 miles. This has 255. But to be fair, the Model 3, the standard Model 3 is going to be 37,000. This is about 29,000. So make of that what you will. So how do you see Tesla today, Joey?
You know what, Sharif? I find this really interesting, this story, and you know where we talk about this a lot. A lot of these companies, these car companies, undercutting each other. China, are we starting to see that here now?
You're gonna see it, Joey.
You're gonna see it. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Good call though on that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we know that we got the likes of Waymo and they use LiDAR. Tesla using its camera systems and everything along those lines. We took a little bit more out there on IBIT, by the way. But as for Tesla, we know that there's going to be some bumps in the road. It's not going to be completely smooth sailing. The thing is, with the difference between the LiDAR and Google's Waymo is that it's easier on the software, harder on the hardware, right? It takes them a lot more to produce that. And then also it's the inverse for Tesla. Significantly harder on the software, much easier because of the production capabilities. But at the end of the day, I think it'll be okay. There's going to be bumps on this road here, Sharif.
Yes,
it's just a matter of just phasing them out. You get those software upgrades, and I'm sure they're going to be able to figure out what's going on in that little bug that they've been experiencing as of late.
Yeah, absolutely, Joey. I think they're always improving. And that's the beautiful thing about over-the-air software updates. You know, you want to get that
boom,
update.
It's just like that, boom.
It's out.
Well, the thing, they've identified the problem. Now it's just, okay, how do we debug this and find a way to correct it? So
here's what I see on the technicals, guys. Let's load up this is the 15-minute chart on Tesla. So we're putting in lower highs and lower lows since essentially the 6th of October. So here's what I see. I see a very obvious area of support between 420 and 417. Take a gander at what we did on the 26th of September in the pre and what we did again on the 3rd of October. Let's zoom in a little bit. Look at these top bottoming tail candles. They all close at 420, but they breach it on a wick basis, going down to about 417.5. So I'm a buyer on Tesla. If we continue selling off, we're at 431 right now. If we continue selling off, I'm definitely looking at between 420 to 417 for a buy area. If for whatever reason we catch a bid, I'm looking at resistance on TSLA at yesterday's closing print. That closing print happens to be just south of 439, 438 and change. I'd be looking for resistance in and around that level. Those are my technical looks on Tesla, since we've already kind of drop below this 432 area, which was a low on the 7th. We obviously breached that level yesterday. Again, I don't know how you see this, Joey, but I'm looking at 420 to about 417.5 as an area of support.
420, eh?
Yeah, 420. I think Elon would be pumped about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't want Elon on that stuff because he'll get everybody tested at Tesla like he did that one time off of the Joe Rogan show. Did you see what he said? He's like,
is this legal?
Yeah. And then everybody at Tesla had to get
No, but he's a government contractor because of SpaceX, and they have different rules. You want to work with the government, Joey.
There's no more of that. No devil's lettuce. I don't even have the weed Batman there that Katina Man has, but
don't worry,
Katina will figure that one out for us. But no, in all seriousness, there, guys, we're about I think it's around 10% off of those previous all-time highs. I think eventually we will get there. There's a lot going on there.
Audio.
Audio, cutting out constantly. All right, we'll get that sorted out. I'll continuously talk about this. It's only a matter of time. It's not if, just when, to the point of when Tesla is going to break through that pivot high. We're going to look at this thing from an intraday standpoint. It can, one day it's hot, the next day it's not, right? So keep that cool. Yesterday's price action, I'm going to look for that repeat offense and maybe have to be a little bit more patient in this name just in case there's some more sellers stepping in there, guys.
All right, Tillray to the upside here, words I thought I'd never say. But it's, I mean, if you zoom out here a little bit, since July, this thing's been on a tear. I mean, we were at 26 cents in July. This thing's pushing $2.10 right now. Back to the upside here. I mean, it's so hard for me to say there's better than expected earnings when you report basically $0 versus an expected loss. So yes, they beat. But what are we talking about here?
Yeah, Brendan, it wasn't even basically $0. It was $0. Yeah, let's be very clear. But it was better than the expected loss of 2 cents per share. Now, their sales were a beat, 209.501 million versus about 204.5 million that was expected. Let's talk, though, about the gross margin, because I was telling Brendan this off camera. That was really their biggest issue here. Gross margin, 27% versus 30% last year. Cannabis gross margin, 36%. Versus 40% last year. So the gross margin in general is dropping a bit year over year. Gross profit also contracted by 4% on a year over year basis. So mixed look. That being said, I do have to give them some credit here. Adjusted net income actually increased year over year. Adjusted EBITDA up 9% year over year. But that gross profit and gross margin a bit concerning.
Little one to, I mean, from a market cap scale, obviously, and a price action scale. But if you zoom out, I think this is more of a volume story, guys. Over the past couple of months, as I said, going back to July, the volume has been on the upside here for Tillray, not selling.
Yeah, no question about it, Brando. And I gotta make a couple of observations here. This 209.5, let's just say 210. That's a record net revenue for the company. And the CEO is kind of crediting the disciplined execution and the strategic vision. You're also seeing positive operating progress. They're really excited about the rescheduling of cannabis in the United States, because that fundamentally changes how the business can operate. You can't right now, if you're a marijuana company operating in the United States, offset your business expenses against your profits. You can't do that. Every other business can, which is insane to me. So this is going to fundamentally change their balance sheet. In addition, they're saying Europe, it's a shifting regulatory landscape. They feel that they may get legalization in that continent sooner rather than later. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And Joey, they're really advancing what they're saying is a new formulation and delivery methods in medical and adult use cannabis. And we know that the medical cannabis game is a higher margin business than the recreational, where there's a race to the bottom. I want to undercut you, you want to undercut me, but that's not the case when you're talking about medical use cannabis, and they want to
within the CBD. You get the CBD oils, you have all the extracts within the marijuana business.
There you go.
We're all out of the IBIT trade there, guys. We took another stab there on AMD, taking a fill on that one, so that's working out really nice. We got 40 cents on that pop up there, starting to come back in a little bit there, guys. But no, to add to Brando's point, you can see from the volume profile, guys, really starting to amp up in earlier July. So these names, again, I'm not going to say that they're up in smoke. At least they're not losing right now. But again, you want to be patient. As soon as they kind of get that, if the government decides to change the grading of it, then sure enough, you're going to see a massive spike within the whole space. But currently right now, it's still illegal. State by state, completely different thing. But mass adoption, I don't know if it's ever going to come. If my opinion, if I thought it was going to, would have been during the Biden administration, not necessarily the Trumps. But hey, we're not going to complain. Volume starting to pick up. As Brando mentioned, once again, you're 36 cents off of those June lows, and now trading at $1.72 north of that. So you can't complain.
You know what's funny? It's like, it's legal here, obviously.
Yeah.
And then it's legal in New York, New York State,
but
right?
You can't bring it over the border.
But if you want to cross from Ontario to New York State, you're going to get dinged, Joey.
Dinged, brother.
Dinged. All right, so let's look at the technicals here. I'm obviously involved in it right now. Long 204, looking at getting multiple more dips. I'm looking to defend that 10 EMA on the 5, but this is the 15-minute chart. And personally, what I see here are higher lows and that 205 area of resistance. So I perceive a bull flag forming with a possible flat top break. I'm looking at building my position into the open, which is about only 8 minutes away. I will be looking to defend key technical levels. So if there is instability or volatility at the open and we dip down as people look to offload maybe some of the shares, I have to look at the imbalance locator here to see if Tillray is actually on there. Tillray trades on the NQ, Joey. So let's actually do that right now. Let's load up that imbalance locator if I can find that bad boy. I always have trouble finding it. Where is it at? Show yourself. Imbalance locator. Let's bring that in. We'll flip this over here. We'll go to NQ. Take off Canada. We're just going to the Nasdaq. Apply. Okay. All right. What did I do over here? Because it's not loading, Joey. So let's take that one off. Apply. And then let's do that again. So we want to see everything that's trading on the Nasdaq right now. We want to get the there it is. Good. So let's see if it's by size. So let's go ahead and look by size. Tillray, nothing there. Let's look paired volume. Yeah, Tillray not really showing up right now on the imbalance locator. So at least there's not an aggressive market on open or limit on open order to sell. So I'll keep looking for that. That's probably something that I really need to do if I'm going to take the open on Tillray here, Joey. Any other observations on your part?
On Tillray? No, yeah. We'll keep our eyes on it. For me, I think that's more your realm there, Sharif. With those cannabis stocks, but I mean, hey, talk to me when Aurora Cannabis gets back up to $1,300, and then we'll start looking at the weed space once again. Obviously, being slightly sarcastic here, but that's what happens. I was in this name from I don't even know when did that weed boom happen? 2018, right? Okay. So yeah, about 2018. So I've been holding on to a 5-figure loss for about 6 years now. But hey, complete tax write-off. We're not going to complain about it whatsoever. As for the weed space, keep your eye on it. MSOS isn't a bad play. So yeah, and CGC, maybe you get some sympathy within a couple of those names as well too.
All right, Pepsi, chopping around here so far this morning. We decoded what we were talking about earlier a little bit. I mentioned that they were going to launch Gatorade again, both in the U.S. and quote unquote globally. It might have been just a misprint initially, but it's a relaunch. Like a rebranding, I guess, for Gatorade, because as far as Adair and I were concerned, it hadn't gone anywhere. So, I mean, there's that. For anyone who cares and follows along with Gatorade, I certainly don't. But that's how we're looking right now. Not much to take as far as the price action is concerned here. Tell us about the numbers.
Honestly, they were also pretty much not much to take. It was pretty ho-hum, Brendan. They did report a double beat. Earnings of $229 versus $226 expected. Sales, $23.937 billion versus $23.827 billion expected. Now, the commentary from the call beyond Gatorade relaunch, where things got a bit interesting too. I will say with regards to guidance, they said they're continuing to expect low single-digit organic growth, but flat core EPS for the fiscal year. So they're not really expecting any growth in terms of earnings. Now let's talk about their portfolio transformation, because apparently they're working here with Elliott Management, at least to some degree. Now that is an activist investor. They said they, quote, had a couple of interactions and that Elliott Management is aligned, I guess, with PepsiCo, saying they're undervalued and they need to create that sense of urgency for shareholders. Let's see if the Gatorade relaunch is what does that for them, but we'll have to wait and find out.
It'd be interesting to know what the percentage of their market comes from Gatorade versus the actual sale of.
You've got a lot of brands.
I don't, as I said, follow it at all, but Pepsi, guys?
If they're going to introduce a protein called Doritos, if they're going to introduce a product called Doritos protein.
Yeah.
Right away.
Read straight? Like mass order?
Well, pricing. Important. I've seen these protein chips before, and they're super expensive. If they can make this viable, Joey, I'm a buyer. So apparently they're trying to revamp their snack lineup in North America.
Absolutely.
Doesn't want to get.
Well, the GLPs is what I was going to lead into, right?
Exactly.
Right. So it's like, okay, they had to have a tough transition from kind of having these unhealthy, high sugar, high glucose snacks to something more relatively healthy, because it just seems that was the shift that the consumer was looking for. People want the Pepsi, is it Pepsi Zero, or is it only Coke Zero? Whatever it is, Pepsi Max, I believe, or something along those lines. People want to eliminate the sugar and get a little bit more healthy. And I think with Pepsi kind of just shifting some of their product objectivity, it's really, really important. But as for the technical, Sharif, not too bad of a look. So guys, you can see from a daily standpoint, you breached through some of this the support levels around 139.50, but now you're starting to pop back up them. Look for that to continue to recover, because that might have been enough to absorb the liquidity through the 138s and then climb climb back higher. We're up 1%, and we almost have 1 million shares traded there, Sharif. Almost with 3/4 shares traded.
I gotta tell you.
Liquidity is a little bit of an issue on this one. Adair likes it spready. We're sitting at about 5 cents right now. Not too bad. It might tighten up after the open, but liquidity, it's more of a slow mover, not that day-to-day intraday trader that we're looking at.
Absolutely, you're right, Joey. And here is the imbalance locator. I know the Katina man and the Neil will always put this up for you. So here it is. You got UI Path with the #1 buy size right now, waiting above 1 million shares. FCX, DAL, Lithium Americas as well there with a buy side, 271. ZET, I don't even know what that is. We got NOK, you got T-Mobile on there, MP Materials. Obviously, I'm involved in that one. That's got a buy-side imbalance of about 145,000. NEO is on there with a sell-side imbalance on NEO for about 150. Let's keeping a look. Alibaba, also with a sell-side imbalance for about 115,000. There's Stellantis buy-side imbalance. They had a good report not that long ago. Love on there with a buy-side imbalance of a little bit less than 100. But there's Nike coming up with its own buy-side imbalance here. A nice 215,000 share buy-side imbalance. We'll be keeping tabs on that. Not too many in the way of sell-side imbalance, just AT&T, NEO, and the Dow and Baba. So, yeah, keep your eye on that if that's kind of your look there. Let's see exactly where we're at relative to the opening bell, Joey. Just I got to load up my atomic clock over here. We got about 45 seconds left. I'm in Tillray right now. I'm looking for Tillray to hold up above this area trough over here. So this 190 area was an area that was tested initially. I need it to hold up above there. VWAP is also at 190. It could get about a 190 retracement. Originally got in at 204, defending into 2. I still have another DCA here at $1.96. We're getting in small pieces here because I don't typically trade the open, so we can't go gung-ho right off the bell. We got to build the position in. So I'm definitely looking at taking Tillray long over here with a decent earnings report and a good tailwind, guys. All right. The opening bell brought to you by Beta Pro, 3 times daily leverage ETFs if you're a sophisticated Canadian trader. Bring the options. All right, here we go. Tillray, zagging at $2. No continuation though, Joey. We don't pick up any more at that $1.96, but there it goes into 210. We will wet the beak there. Long at 203. We got shares on here. Let's go ahead and post 15, and we're also going to wait a little bit above that at 18. Looking for continuation here. Seller at 10 on Tillray. Hidden seller. You can't shake them right now. So let's keep an eye out there. There's 10s again. We're not getting any prints, Joey, above 10. So that 10 seller, a staunchy little bugger, 214 high. Let's look for the continuation.
Absolutely, guys. All right, so this is what I was talking about earlier in the pre-market session there, guys. NVDA trading above the volume weighted average price. Bang, and there we go. We take a little bit of a move there on IBIT as we're heading to the sell side there, Sharif. Right. So a nice little move to the downside in IBIT. We'll take a little bit off there. This is going to be our second entry. Bang, we catch that fill on that one. So heading into 70s, I think we're going to head into the volume weighted average price just like we were seeing in the chip space, guys. I was talking about that move, and then you get that dip and absolutely rip. There goes the chip space, Sharif. Boom. Gone. No. NVDA gone, punching through that 193. New all-time high there. Bang. We'll write that one up. So that was a really, really good look. And we're starting to come back in. Eyes are on the airlines as well, too. But that dip, back to the volume weighted average price, and then you get that rip back higher, putting in NVDA to a new all-time high. Let's see if we're going to get the exact same style of price action within AMD. I don't mind getting stopped out of this IBIT trade, but you can see that we're also forming these consistent lower highs here, guys. Keep that in mind. As soon as we crack this resistance level, I'm at a dodge on that one. We caught the fill on IBIT.
All right, criminals breaking out. CRML. This is a former runner. We know all about this. I trade this often on the Midday show. CRML up about 11.5, taking out 13. It's got a low of 12.36, and here we go on criminal. It's a 13.32 high. Does it hold 13? Right up into the high. There it is. Seller at 32. Can't shake him. Seller at 35 now. Let's see if we can get up a little bit higher. We're dipping back down into the mid-teens. Let's pick up some here. Anything below 13 ends the trade. Let's go ahead and put that in there right now. So we'll put that in there for criminal. So there it comes into 13. So we'll get stopped out super quick on that. Probably shouldn't have been doing that.
Just like that.
Just like that. But there it goes, right back into the highs, Joey. Criminals breaking out. Seller at 30 now. So the seller's moving down. It was 35, 33, now 30. So I need to be alive to that. So let's see if we can clear out those sellers first. Maybe I'll pick up something at around 13 to get a better entry price, because this one is awfully volatile into the high there, and no continuation right now on criminal. Keeping my eye on this, up 12%, Joey.
Bang, there we go. We'll take another fill down there at 702s there. On there it goes. Right back towards the volume weighted average price. We'll take another small piece out here as soon as we head towards those lows. So keep an eye out on for that 70 break on IBIT. And there it is. There it is, Sharif. Right back into VWAP. This is what we're talking about. Katina, man. Brother,
what are you doing
come on, what are you doing over here? He's in the chat. He's having a good day. Yeah, he's in the chat, man. Come on, Katina, man. You know he's in the chat. Brother, we're taking the fills right out of the gate. We get another move south of VWAP here on IBIT. But guys, full disclosure, we're only at half a risk unit here. As some of these chip names are starting to come back in, we'll piece another little bit there right at VWAP. One more out, but a nice downside move in the crypto space across the board. The Nasdaq is tanking, Sharif, heading towards some of those lows, so there might be a potential trade there. The Q's breaking through support. I'm going to wait for that pullback, and then bang, we're going to look for that move back towards the downside. But I want to see the buyers step back in to the crypto space. Why? Because I'm really long. I was going to say helly long, but yeah, we are extremely long on that one though, Sharif. Taking the fills on IBIT. I'm avoiding AMD right now as it's coming off of those highs. Tapped into 240 and started to reject aggressively. We're cracking through some key pre-market support levels on the Qs. Keep an eye out for that one, guys. SPY holding up relatively strong here, though, Sharif. What does that lead me to? What is XLF up to? If XLF decides that it wants to be ripping, it's going to have a much better day. And there you go on that 5-minute print. You tap up into 53.70s roughly, and now starting to come in a little bit. But SPY holding up better than the NAS here.
All right, we're doing it freaking live on criminal, Joey. We're taking out levels. We got 05s. It's showing me 33s. Here we go. My next profit taker is above 40. There's a seller at 35, and there's been a seller at 35. We can't shake them right now. And they're, you know, it's incremental. Sometimes they move down, they get taken out, but they'll reposition themselves right back at that level. Let's look for continuation here on criminal. I'm looking for CRML. I should stop calling it criminal. But there it is, seller at 25 again, or this time popping onto 25. We'll wet the beak there. Then I want to hold here. Okay, it's holding 13, so that $13 level got defended. All the bottoming tails come off 13, and that's where I got in, 13.05. So I like that 13 level as support for now. Underline that for now. There's 31. Can we shake the seller at 35? There's 35 again. There's size posted on Memex, about 391 lots. We're not printing anything above 35 right now on CRML. I need to see that level get taken out because there's a staunchy seller right there that we can't shake. So I'm packing my patience over here. There it is, Joey. We take them out. Give me the print, bro. Boom! 50 pennies in the money, super quick. On your boy criminal, looking for continuation. We're waiting above 60 now. Seller at 50. He's a staunchy bugger, just like that same bugger that was at 35. We take out 50 momentarily. It is a 54 high now, but we're not getting continuation above that level. I got to pack my patience here on criminal. We have a good price. Let's see if we can get continuation, Joe.
Absolutely no. Yeah, I mean, Sharif, come on, we're crushing it here this morning. Katina, man, I know you're watching this stuff over here, my friend. We got that move into VWAP there on IBIT. I didn't take anything out, but Jeffrey, oh, I get it. Jeffrey 69.
Hey.
Ice didn't get Sean, man. Come on,
what?
brother.
What happened?
You said Ice got Sean. That's why I got it. Yeah. I'm like, come on.
We have no Ice in Canada.
We don't have Ice here, man. Everyone's welcome. Come over here. What was I going to hit
down that road?
I mean, we don't want any more criminals. We don't want criminals. We don't want criminals. We don't want any criminals. Other than that, you're welcome.
Keep those
over here. Yeah, we'll keep those over there and wherever you guys are over there.
We have plenty. interesting people here.
We got a lot of those. We got a lot of.
I see them every morning on my way.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, you're taking the TTC at the end of the day,
well,
right?
Joey, we're carless now, you know.
Hey,
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Sitting in his best friend's ride or something like that. Get it, Adara.
I don't have the moon. That's the thing. I feel a little empty-handed here because we don't have the all the Sean kind of animations here. So all I can really hit is these, right? We'll put in one of those there. We got that there, bang, and then also.
Oh no, we're breaking out on criminal, Joey.
On the siren.
We're breaking out, Joey.
Listen.
Yeah.
Look at these small cappers moving. I don't know, Sean and Neil. What's gonna happen, man? We're hot today.
Oh,
we have to keep that rolling, man. There might be new boys, which I know I'm obviously joking on that one. Joey, no option, says Chavo. Come on, man. What is that? I'm still sitting in all my contracts. What is Weeble up to? Tell me. Where's my guy Gorvin, Lost and Jag, and everybody up there? Let's pull up Weeble and see what we got going on. Not doing what we want to. Patience on this one. I like it. If we break through VWAP here on IBIT, we're gonna take our last out, Shree.
All right, Joey, criminal is breaking out into 75s. We've got 05s on. 77 now, the high of the day. 77 showing up. 80s. That's the end of the trade. Boom, into the high. Almost a dollar club there.
Wow, what a
on
huge
criminal.
move.
Yeah, that was a good move there, Joey. That was a good move. All right, criminal looking real good now. What's the next trade? As the guy to the right with me would always say, CRML, I'm done my trade on this one. Do I get back in more? Do I look for a pullback? And if I'm looking for the pullback, Joey, where am I looking for it at? I'm looking at it at the $0.50. Here comes 14. There's a prohibitively large seller at 14. Multiple lots showing up on the book, but it's always what we can't see on the book that, you know, that we need to be aware of. So we're zigging and zagging. Above 14 we go momentarily, but the sell comes in, and it comes in aggressive. Back into the 80s we go. I'm going to post up at 13. Let's go. No, that's not the one I want right there. I'm going to post up over here for small share size. I want to say prior bar low. Excuse me here for a second. Prior bar low. That takes me to 1360. I want ahead of prior bar low. Let's go 69. Let's go 69. And if we lose 50, it's over. Okay? So we're going to risk 19 pennies on much smaller size for continuation into 14. But it may not give it to me. It is already working its way back up into that 14 break. So we'll see what criminal here has to offer. I'm waiting at 69s for a dip trade. That by definition is ahead of prior bar low. And that's the trend that I'm trying to ride. If it loses that 50 penny level, we're going to end the trade on criminal and hold on to the winnings here. But it feels like it may not give me that 69 print. As the buyers are keeping this afloat in the 80s, we're going to have to pack our patience.
All right,
Joey.
Beautiful stuff, guys. I got to take this NVDL trade here. There's a beautiful signal, Gorev. We're going to go small. We're going to start off really, really small. There it goes. It's popping through. I had to get in a little bit quicker. But there goes NVDA. We're in pretty heavy here, so we want to be patient on this one. We still got our IBIT trade going on, NVDL. We're going to start piecing it out here as it's 20 cents. Quick as you'd like there, Shreve. Starting to come back in. 99%. I got to take one from Katinaman. What are we even doing here, bro? Get out of here. It's money, money, money. No, we didn't take anything out, obviously being slightly sarcastic on that one. But there is some good signals, guys. Let's be patient on this and look for the continuation and strength in NVDA. Beautiful hammer print right there. Now, can we break through some of these key resistance levels? I think that's going to be really key as we're starting to come back in. So hopefully it's not reverse dollar club over here, because we got that pop into 99s, didn't get anything out. We're going to be more patient and wait for that 99.24 just in case that wants to come into play there, Sharif.
All right, guys, got back in over here on criminal at 87. Let's see if we can get, this is very small, still keeping my DCA there at 69 to see if we can get that dip and then a possible move back up into 14. I'm looking at wetting the beak into 14 just to de-risk. Let's see if that buyer steps in there. We got the fill here. We got the fill at 69. So there we go, popping back up into the 80s. We'll wet the beak there. Good look, man. Good look on these levels. There we go, 75, 85 now. So again, into 89, let wet the beak again. Now we have one more beak wetter, so let's let that one go for 14. We're gonna wait at 14.25. Let's see if we can get a price spike through 14. There's 14 again, we can't shake them. We got 69s on at the moment. We're showing 94s. Second entry here on criminal. Let's hope that this trade is not criminal and we give back some of the profits there. I do like my entry at 69. Anything below my entry, though, ends the trade. But what I'm looking for is that continuation and a price spike. Because typically when you have that kind of resistance at this level, here we go with 14 again, usually when you breach it pretty aggressively. Now, I don't know if it's going to be 25 pennies worth of aggressive, because that's where I'm waiting, 14.25, but I like 25. I like the number 25. So that's my look right now, holding on to CRML. Anything below 69 ends the trade. Anything at 14.25 also ends the trade for a beak wetter, Joe.
All right, beautiful stuff there, Gorb. Yeah, so we're starting to print a 5-minute inverted right here. So that long off this 5-minute print, not looking too good just yet, Gorb, as we're rejecting the volume weighted average price. I don't want to give this too much more room here, guys, but we did get all out of our IBIT trade. You can see the crypto space really starting to sell aggressively. So that was a nice move to the downside. More shares. Only a quarter of a risk unit on that one as we're continuing to bleed in this space. So keep an eye out on that one. We're going to hold through on this NVDL trade. But with the Nasdaq tanking extremely aggressively, hopefully we can get a little pop here once we do get that breath within. There it goes, the crypto space. Bitcoin absolutely tanking. I had that hunch, guys, that when we filled that gap from an intraday standpoint, we were just going to continuously bleed on the day. And I was thinking about selling a couple calls to relieve some pressure and a little bit of stress, but I'm like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna diamond hands this one for October and see what we got going on this one. Ethereum, I'm just gonna sell because that has not been working out relatively good at all for us. But there goes there goes NVDL to the top side. Bang, another move. Let's get that over. Enough with this IBIT tanking because we don't want to see that just for the personal account reasons. But we topped into 99. Must be a seller. Let's pull up the options chain. I know Ozan mentioned, somebody in the chat mentioned something about 195 and a lot of open interest up there. Well, guess what? We have the ability to take a look at it. Your boy Joey O's is here. We're going to go to it. And he's right. 119,000 contracts at that 190. There it goes, Sharif. What a big time move.
Joey.
Oh, my days. Let's take 20% off here, guys. Okay. Bang, we catch that, Phil. We're going to take another 20%.
Joey Diamond Hands in the chat,
Is that what they're calling me?
They're calling you now, bro.
Oh, my days.
Diamond Hands.
All right, let's get a little bit more off here. As I can't catch a fill if my life depended on it. But there it is. Bang, a nice pop-up all the way up to that 99.26 there in NVDL, Sharif.
All right, guys. So criminal is breaking down, so I'm really happy with my exit. I want to get out on my entry. Sometimes it's not a good idea because the market doesn't care about your entry, but I think I had the right idea here. As criminal does dip down, it rejects 14, and it's now coming down into what I perceive to be the volume-weighted average price, which is around 13.30. So that's what I'm looking at right now, Joey. Not going to touch criminal at the $0.50 unless there's a prohibitively large buyer and we can't breach that $0.50, but it doesn't look like that right now. So hold on, we are defending the $0.50, which means a higher low on this candle. So this current candle that just opened up on the 5 has a higher low relative to the prior candle, which was the 940 candle. And here we go again. We're moving back into 14s. Oh, baby. If this clears 14, it could push out a lot of people, and that would be really interesting to me here to see what kind of short squeeze we can get. Adira, are you able to check the short interest on criminal when you have an opportunity, please and thank you? So here we go, 1380 right now. Zoom in.
Breaking out there? I'm breaking out there. Sure. Yeah. Let's rock and roll here.
Money.
One more time. No, we don't want to do that one.
No, you can do it again, bro.
You want that one? Yeah, let's go here. No, big time move there. Up there in NVDA, guys. We had that signal. We were looking at, we'll piece a little bit more. 30% left of that position. What a big time move we're starting to experience there in NVDL. We got to take a little bit more, but we're going to send it off to Adara, guys.
I did find the short float there on CRML critical metals. It is 13.4%. Let's talk about UNH, which is having a nice push off the open. This one getting not one, but not 2, but 3 price target increases here from Barclays, Mizuho, and JP Morgan, raising their targets to 386, 430, and 425 respectively. So great look here for UNH this morning. Just a reminder, guys, no economic numbers. The shutdown is still happening at 11 a.m. We'll get Donald Trump's cabinet meeting. No Fed speakers before that time. Back to you.
Good stuff. Yeah, guys. So Sharif and I were just filling in for Sean and Neil. We know that Sean's getting his eye surgery and Neil taking some time.
Katina Man's doing eye surgery?
Yeah, he's getting the oh, you didn't know?
I had no idea. What is he doing, laser eye?
Yeah, he's just getting it touched up though, on the one eye. Yeah.
My sister got
so one eye. Wow, look at this move here on NVD. Are you long too, Obi?
Obi's pumped.
Obi's pumped. Let's go. Bang. What a move that we got going on. Uh-oh, Sean. Watch out.
Get it, Katina Man.
No, I'm obviously playing there. But there we go. We'll piece another one out there on NVDL. We have one out left there, guys. Crypto space continuously selling. I would rather it move higher than have his NVDL trade. But it is what it is. What a big-time move as we're continuing to climb. We might head into that 195 level there, Sharif, and that's going to be absolutely monstrous. What a move that we got going on here in NVDA. Big time move, but once again, guys, Katina Man getting some touched up on his eyes. LASIK eye surgery, and then Neil also taking some time off, guys.
Yeah, we wish both of them, obviously, a speedy recovery. Guys, SERV is all sorts of insane. Serve Robotics. This has a headline today with DoorDash. It is on the morning note. The morning note is for YouTube subscribers only. Click that join button below the video, and you'll have that every single morning. So SERV, look at this one go, 21.5%, give or take 1678 high. It broke through the pre-market high, so now it's in my good books, right? Above that 1650. That was the pre-high. Now we're showing, as I mentioned, 1678 high. We're at 60 right now. This one is of a lot of interest to me. I just need to get it in the right way. I'm not going to punch in at highs. Now, what I'd ideally like is a move possibly into 17, maybe 90s, 1690s, and then a move back down to test that $0.50. We get it, fantastic. We don't, we'll have to look for another way. So Serve Robotics right now in focus. I know we've been getting a lot of super chats. I promise you guys we will go back and we will look at those, but it's the open, so it's insane.
Yeah, it's been hectic.
So it's like not the same, obviously, as trading at 11 o'clock.
I'm not Assassino, but we're ready, brother. All right, you get that. All right, man. Look at NVDA go, brother. It's absolutely insane. We're going to take it. We're going to wait for that 195. We're doing it. Hold on, Assassino. Bang. One more time. All right. And now, guys, check it out. And now, for some exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, Canada's largest provider of leverage and inverse leveraged ETFs. A lot of leverage here, has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs offering 3x bull and 3x bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60 semiconductors and the U.S. Treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special free rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging, offering the potential for pure performance and exposure. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily to learn a little more. Now breathe, breathe, woosah. Big time now. Okay, there we go on AMD as well, guys. A big time move, maybe 101 on NVDL. We are now in complete blue sky territory. Am I in the $3 club?
Are you?
I am.
Oh no! We're spinning it. We're spinning it.
I don't even have you hit me the dollar club the 3 times.
Don't even ask, bro. Don't even ask.
It's $3, Katina Man. Big time move. A beautiful move here at NVDA, my friends.
All right, guys, we're getting into serve over here. Anything below the $0.50 ends the trade. Let's see if we can get into the mid-70s and then obviously want to test those highs of day. So let's go ahead and give this one a little bit of room here. We're going to give it a little bit of room. So what's this situation? There we go. We've got 65s on. Let's see if we can get that continuation. But I'm seeing criminal start to compress. It's doing a compression pattern, lower highs but higher lows. I'm looking at criminal on the side chart here, but I'm looking for continuation here on Serve Robotics into that, I want to say $17 area. Did dip down into $16.50. Did find a bit of a buyer there, but there are now short sellers in the high to mid 60s. We're unable to really ascend into that 70 penny area. Packing my patience, showing 68s. That's not why I'm involved in this. I'm looking for bigger. There it is.
There
into the highs.
Baby.
It takes out all my levels, Joseph Wilson.
Dang.
And now we're going to wait on the north side of 17. Either that or I get stopped out. Here comes the high day. We just printed the high day on Serve Robotics. Over 9,000 of you guys watching. I really hope there's at least 1,000 likes right now, because neither Joseph or I have an L on the day. Let's freaking go, baby. SERV going into the highs, Joey. Waiting and packing my patience for that. And there goes Tillray. We got 98s on. It's taking out 8s. We're 10 pennies in the money on a $2 name. Tillray up 21%. We're doing it live on this stream for you guys. We're keeping our eye on all these ones. Tag myself, Joseph, in the chat if you want anything specific looked at. But we're trying to do this live for you guys right now. So if you could focus possibly on Tillray or SERV. I'm not telling you guys what to talk about, but this is what I'm focusing on.
Yeah, man. Are we even doing it live here? I don't even know anyway. No, it's all fun, man. And don't get it twisted, guys. Katina Man is our boy.
Tell him, Joey.
That Katina Man's our guy.
I love Katina Man.
We're just messing around. We're like, hey, Katina, because we know he's
Is he
watching.
still in the chat?
No, he's not in the chat, but we know he's listening. He's watching. So it's honestly an honor to fill in for his shoes.
Obviously.
And I'll just sit in the same thing. Same with Neil as well too. Those guys are absolutely amazing. But like, I'm all out. I'm out at 101.20, and NVDA is still deciding that it wants to just go absolutely parabolic this morning. We didn't even have enough shares. So shout out to him. Sean would have been boom, 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 boom.
Sean would have been in 10,591 shares.
He would have been in. What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, Ram, thanks for coming into work, bro.
What time is it? 10 o'clock. Oh my God.
It's nice to be Ram.
At least.
That's all I can say.
At least till 6.
It's nice to be Ram.
At least till 6.
She's angry. Hold on. We've got to weaponize.
Yeah.
Here, we got to weaponize.
No, but hey, we'll give credit where credit is due. You see all of this right here?
Bro, Ram has been dominating the social media space.
Yeah, she's been
dominating. Her video is dominating TikTok right now. Now, Ram's obviously killing it, and I love the teaser.
Doing? There's 195. Ozan, there's that 195 call wall, guys. Keep an eye out for that one, Sharif. Paul Wall.
Crazy.
Call wall. We're heading right into that. How is this going to go? Wow, Sharif, look at this. 116,000 contracts traded at 195. We still have 119,000 still open. Look at the size going through. This is absolutely insane. 119,000, 120,000 contracts traded on NVDA this morning. This is massive, 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 man.
All of the massive. Do you remember that song? All of the massive, but the very best. KRS-One.
Oh,
no
is it? The only KRS-One song that I know is What Outta Dang. What Outta Dang. You know what I mean?
That was a good one. That's a good one too. This is an OG one.
Look at the aggressive Assassino screen, please and thank you. I know this is NVDL, but let's picture this as 95.24 and look at the aggressive sellers starting to step in, right? So you have all those short writers who essentially need the price to close below 195 by tomorrow, or they're going to roll those contracts over, right? So you might see some downward pressure, but if not, if the exuberance is there, you might see this go absolutely parabolic, and then you can get squeezed out. So fantastic stuff. Check my DM, says Ozan. We'll take a look at that one there. Charlie Taff, I hope you are shorting the Qs. My brother, we were long NVDA up here, so we weren't sure. The only thing that we were short was the crypto space, and you can see that start to come in a little bit. Let's take a look at Bitcoin from a daily before we send it back to my guy over there. He's cooking up a storm. It's aggressive to the downside, but as long as we continue to consolidate like this, What I was thinking here, guys, you can see the buying pressure really start to kick in. I was happy this morning to see that we didn't construct a new low and that we were pushing positive at some point. But once we open up on a daily above this 124.5 range, we'll call it, I think we'll have the ability to push through that 126 and head into 128. And at 128, I'm going to be looking to take some profits. Wow, look at the aggressive selling there on NVDA.
All right, guys, I'm trying my hand at criminal here. We're going to risk about 15 pennies. It's broke through 14, but it's not having immediate success through that level. So I'm giving this the old college try back into 14. We got 5s on. It's showing me 2s right now. I'm packing my patience on that. Anything below prior bar low ends the trade. But go Tillray, go. Tillray is breaking out. We got shares on this one. It's taking out all the levels, bro. Joey. It's taking out all the levels.
Expand your axis here so we can see the detail.
This is the one that's the 5. So yeah,
expand that. You go a couple more. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Dang, look at the beauty on that one there.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We're gonna give this
great look there, my brother.
A great another try, Joey. If we run out of shares, but definitely keeping my eye on it, up 25.5%. But I'm trying to keep my eye here on criminal. There we go, popping up above 10, but we're not getting continuation. There it is. That's the first print on criminal. Waiting for more. Now we're waiting at the $0.25, showing me 15s. I need criminal CRML to hold the $0.25, and there it is again, man, right through the $0.25. Now we're waiting at the $0.50 on criminal. Let's see if we can get that continuation. We've been involved in this one since 13. In, out, in, out. We'll keep doing it, and we'll do it live for you guys every single day. There's 30. There's 36, Joey.
Okay.
Oh, I'm waiting in the mid-40s here, ahead of that 50 penny area. Let's see if we can get continuation into that mid-40s. But we're doing it live again.
We're doing it live again.
We're doing it live.
As live as it gets.
Let's take out
Gorev,
here.
there goes
Get it,
Weeble.
Gorev.
There goes Weeble. Great call out. We got to get involved in this thing. You buy that dip. We love Weeble right now. Now trading up to 13.21s. Fantastic stuff. All right, Sharif, we got some DMs, and we're catching a whole lot of love here this morning. Man, great show once again. Oh, this was yesterday. Never mind. I'm still going to read it. With you and the team, the lessons you provide everyone is invaluable. Thank you. I am a Wow 104. I'm making some gains in the market and would like your thoughts on some dividend stocks. Good to stash some cash in for the gains. Love you guys, Bash Bros and Adara on the show. Bang. Give us a good dividend player that you like.
Divvy?
There. Yeah.
Enbridge.
Philip Morris
as well.
What is the ENB, right?
Philip Morris. I don't know what Philip Morris is, but I know they pay like an insane divvy. AT&T has a good divvy.
Okay.
What else? We can. Those are the ones I'm thinking of.
Those are some good ones.
But you know, I'm not really a dividend guy.
Yeah, we got the PepsiCo. We got the Coca-Cola with the divvies as well too.
Oh my God, Joey. Tillray is breaking out, guys.
Go ahead.
It is breaking out, and we have a nice winner on our hands. We just took out the high of the day there on Tillray. Yeah, Path. People are saying pays a divvy. Who else? SCHD dividend, says Vista. Those I can't vouch for those. I don't really know. But there is Tillray, 28, almost 29% now, 222. We got $1.97 on right now on Tillray. Great move on this one. Looking for more. Don't want to take out too much too quickly. The next level we're waiting at, 25 pennies. I have an affinity for that number, 25. All right, there's criminal. We took out the highs, but we're done our shares on criminal. I've been involved in criminal all morning, and this one has been quite good. Usually I'm trading these ones around like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and, you know, they're fading a little bit. But today, you know, they've got all the gas. In a good way.
Wow, man, you're in the good, great names there,
We're
man.
Okay, man. Criminal's been okay today, Joey.
Criminal's been good. Tillray's been good as well, too.
Good as well,
so those are just straight and up and to the right. Hold on, hey, man, we're on the big show here, Sharif. So I got to send a little message. Maybe Randy can bring us a reload here. No, I'm obviously being slightly sarcastic. I don't even drink coffee, man. That stuff makes me like feel extremely weird. So I mean, I'll have an espresso martini, but they're not serving those here at 10 a.m. So hey,
we can make any rules we want, Joey.
Is that the case?
Make any rules we want.
Man.
The thing is, though, Joey, you know, I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
And I've been able to observe the nuances of the morning show.
Yeah.
My observations have led me to believe, Joseph,
that there's Baileys in the coffee.
Don't play into that narrative.
Okay,
they already think that in the chat, Joey. They already think that in the chat.
Obviously
no, what my observations have been is that the big boys, they get a banana, they also get a coffee.
A coffee.
We only got a banana.
We
only got a banana. You got two?
Well, I got one myself.
That's crazy time
at the end of the day.
No.
Okay, so no
Almost got a banana right there. All right, we're going to Adara happening now.
Let's take a look here at this S&P 500, which is now poised for its third straight candle to the downside. We know there were new intraday highs made for the SPY yesterday, but today looks like we're giving back some of that strength. Tons of Fed speak all day, as Brendan mentioned on the Big Desk this morning. There is a bit of a Fed event happening. There's going to be the Fed Community Banking Conference. Fed's Bowman already spoke. Then we're going to be getting Fed's bar at 12:45, Kashkarian bar at 1 p.m., and then at 3:45, we'll be getting Fed's Bowman. Let's talk here about Delta. We're going to go through some of these earnings plays right now today, guys, before we send you back to Joe and Sharif. Delta on watch. They did beat their EPS and sales, narrowing their EPS guide for the fiscal year, but it is still above analyst estimates. Pepsi here, EPS beat and sales beat, just like Delta. But their guidance here, they're guiding flat core EPS for fiscal 2025, maintain guidance, so they didn't actually fundamentally change the guidance itself. Then we have Tillray on watch, TLRY at days highs, better than expected earnings and sales here for Tillray. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and we're going to take a moment here to thank our friends at Origenics, OGEN, because each year 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Origenics, OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more. Schedule a meeting today. Back to you.
Very much for that. Adara, I don't have that one either, but yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I had this hunch going into the crypto space, guys, is that
Thank you very much, Adara.
Thank you very much, Adara. So you fill that gap out of the open. I was thinking we should have just stayed short this name, break through the volume-weighted average price, and just gone substantially heavier there. But I mean, we're in a new mode. We're here doing the morning show, so we don't get to put on that much size just yet. So we'll be patient. There's going to be that quality opportunity where we just get to hammer. And I'm looking at some of my watch list here, guys, and it's just red across the board. Nasdaq relatively cheap, choppy here. So sellers still fully engaged in the crypto space, which is slightly annoying. So I might have to just do the smart play and relieve some pressure on some of this because we went 8 straight up days. My issue being is that the lengthy consolidations, and if you're trading contracts and you're stagnant for a month, that's just lost money doing absolutely nothing, right? Just alone on those contracts. So we're going to be patient, see if we can find a potential bounce here in these names. You can see that Ether is not looking too horrible off of the 5-minute, guys. We got this 5-minute hammer candle right there. I would love some eggs this morning, Sharif. I don't know about you. I would have loved an omelet or something like that.
You're not going to get the best out of me if I start talking about this.
The eggs, okay.
Because you know exactly why. We got French toast again.
French toast. And it was pancakes on Monday.
You have eggs, Ram Ram? I brought my food, but I can't eat it.
Is there cheese?
I'm sessioning. I'm gonna gym
during
the midday.
Boiled eggs?
Huh? What kind of session? Okay, bro. Okay. All right, Joey. We gotta do this ad.
Do the ad, brother.
Quick. Are you guys looking for a futures trading platform that actually delivers without these pesky hidden costs? If you are, with plus 500 futures, you get free live charts, transparent fees, low margins, and an unlimited demo so you can practice until you're ready to actually trade live. Open an account and start trading with as little as $100 with plus 500's powerful platform. You can access a wide range of futures markets like the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, you even got Bitcoin, Nat Gas, Forex, Metas, crypto, you guys get it, and more, all in one place. Plus, enjoy a welcome bonus of up to $200 in commission-free trading. Just scan that QR code on the screen to apply for your account today and join over 30 million users worldwide who have already chosen plus 500. Shout out to them, man. Interesting look there. And anybody who's going to give me a free demo and some upfront cash is in my good books right away. Joey, let's cut the crap though.
Cut it.
Okay, because right now we're getting a topping tail candle on Tillray. We wet the beak there at the high of the day, but I need to be alive to this sell area right here, okay? Especially if this makes an aggressive new low and closes that way. So I'm on the lookout here for Tillray, possibly topping out. It's been very good to me today, but you know, all good things eventually, sadly, will come to an end, and I need to be alive to the fact that this is maybe turning here. So that I wanted to point out to you guys. Also, get it, Ozan. I made a ton of today. I can give you money if you need. Ozan, look,
you said that, Ozan.
You give me money. You give me money, then you only have to stay one day at Joey's house.
One day?
And then you can stay over.
Hey, Ozan, listen, you give me money, you can move in with me, brother. At the end of the day, we could be roommates.
Bro.
We could take.
Don't cut yourself short, bro. No, you got to get more than that.
Money?
Yeah, you need money.
I need lots of money. I'm not saying, I never said how much it is. Like, hey, listen, if you're doing the cooking, you're doing the cleaning, come on over, my friend. Right. We got that for you. What was I just about to do?
Joey, let me tell them about Serve over here.
Okay, you're moving?
I just wanted to tell you guys, SERV, excuse me, not this one, is starting to work its way back into 17, okay? So this is a bit of a bull flag, with the bull flag being about initiating at about 935. So there we go. There's the big move up. There's a consolidation sideways, south, of course, of that $17 level that we couldn't clear, and hence why we got out. So I'm certainly looking here for continuation in SERV through that $17 area. I'm definitely on the lookout for that. Criminal as well, pulling back into a key technical level. Remember this 14 area? We were talking about this to no end. In fact, I wet the beak into 14, and then once it broke out 14, we got back in. Lo and behold, it clears 14, dips back down, and now is using $14 as a support level. I'm alive to that as well, so I want to see if I can work in closer, you know, to 14 single digits. Here we are, dipping back in. We're going to get in small pieces over here. I'm going to wait at 5s. It's already going, man. It's already going. I'm going to look for a bit of a dip there into in criminal for continuation up. Bovin is saying PRSO is going up. I see it. It's up 35%. Bovin, $1.85. Shout out to the OG Bovin. He's bringing that one to my attention, aka my other pair of eyes. PRSO. Let's load that one up and show it to you on the 5. I certainly will be interested in this, Bovin. Look at that. That is clean, Bovin. That is very clean from the 930 pop and then rockets up, nary a red candle. And I really do mean that anywhere on the 5-minute chart as we move into that $1.90. So this is a great one, Bovin. Thank you for pointing it out. This one has earned its way onto the side chart, and we'll look to execute that on that. I want to see how it dilly-dallies with that $2 level if and when it does work its way up there. $1.90 right now. There are the highs right now on PRSO as it dilly-dallies with that 190 area. So I'm keeping my eye on that, but I also want to keep my eye out, of course, on CRML as I look to get in, Joey, around 14 bucks.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're in long some IBIT, not doing so good as it's tanking. So we don't want to hold this too much against us. You can see that we're approximately 15 cents OTM on this one. So if it continues to bleed and break through some of these pre-markets, then we're going to have to get out of Dodge. Someone needs to collect some data on pre-market rips and pre-market dips. If it's moving higher and extremely extended off of UAP, the probability is in the favor in the short unless there's an extremely strong catalyst. If it's selling aggressively in the pre-market, look for that move higher. So I'm not going to try to stand in front of this freight train. We're going to take a hefty hit on this one, trying to pick some bottoms. So we'll give away a little bit of our day here on this IBIT long. Doesn't look like the crypto space wants to participate. I think I'm going to sell a couple contracts right here at the crack of 69. If it breaks 69, I'm out a couple. Don't want to sit in them for too long. They've been doing absolutely phenomenal for me. We'll lock in some profit. We'll obviously give a little bit back as well too, but we're going to stay positive on them. So about I'm thinking about 3 contracts there. We'll lock in some of that cash, and I'm just going to get rid of this Ethereum garbage. At the end of the day, we're down. We were positive on that one. It's been an absolute whirlwind sitting in that Ethereum contract and in these Ethereum contracts, and we don't have any time for that. So, yeah, we didn't got time. Nobody got time for that, brother. Volume's really stepping in here as well, too, guys. Big time volume profile as you're heading towards some of these key support levels. So a couple more cents, we offload some Connies and see if we can get rocking and rolling. If not, we get back to that volume weighted average price. Maybe we unload a Connie or 2 after that anyways, right? Because we're trading higher. There's always going to be another opportunity to get involved in these names again. So can you look at AMD 240 puts expiring Friday? I told you about E, says Rich Buddy. What did you tell me, my friend? Let me know. Just put it in the chat. I'm obviously not being sarcastic or anything. I'm curious as to what you told me about that. Ethereum garbage, how dare you? I mean, life about Matthew. I'm being sarcastic. When we say those things...
He doesn't actually think that.
No, it's just like me. What it is at the end of the day, it's my emotional relief. It's just like, hey, yeah, you suck. But at the end of the day, we know that it doesn't. Look at the performance on it. It's just the coping mechanism, I guess I should say. Maybe it's not the best.
It's kind of your personality, too. If you get on your backside,
yeah,
you'll flip the switch immediately.
Listen, I will say you're the best, but then if you're not performing how I want, you're essentially you're benched. You're left bench.
Right away.
Starting left bench is essentially. It's funny. We used to make fun of our high school football coach. He's like, yeah, I played CIS ball, and one of my good friends, Jimmy, he says, yeah, what, starting left bench? And the whole team just absolutely erupted. So it's been a running joke for probably about 17 years now. But
yeah. Hey, there's Justin Everest. Thanks for the continued great work, everyone on the team. Appreciate the information and the great conversations. Took some Tillray profits. Cheers, boys. That's my guy. I appreciate that. We both appreciate that, obviously. Shout out to you guys. And I promise you, I will see all the super chats. As soon as things start slowing down, we're going to get to all of them. I really do promise that.
It is already 12, though, man. That's crazy.
Assassino said he's never seen this many super chats at this time of the morning.
You said that.
By now. Yeah.
You said that.
Assassino, am I making it up? There you go.
Oh, well, how come you didn't tell me that?
Well, he's talking to me.
All right, that's fair. As long as he's talking to my guy, then we're all right then. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's fair. I'll let you off this. Look, hold on, Tree.
Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
8,300 people watching. How many likes do we have? I see 47. I'm gonna refresh. If that's not at least at 800, it's done. We're done. The stream's done. We're not trading anymore. How many we got there? We got 1,000 for the folks. There we go. All right, and we're starting to cook up here in Bitcoin as well, too, Sharif. We're going to look to start to piece them off as we're heading into some key resistance zones. I think 69.70 is going to be a key level on this name. Go IBIT. Those 1-minute hammer candles were an absolute thing of beauty. Great stuff. Tell them what you got.
All right, I'm in criminal still. We've wet the beak multiple times in the 20s. It is coming down into 14, and it's being bought up off 14. But for how long? That's what's concerning me right now. We've got a red candle on. It's a little bit below 13, a little bit, 14, a little bit above. Here we are at 14 again. Let's see if we continue to slip. Yeah, I'm going to take it out here. We'll give back a little bit on that one. As it did lose 14 pretty aggressively, we'll look to pick up more possibly at 13.75 or 13.65. So the third of 3/4 of a dollar or the 2/3 of a dollar. So the 3/4 is the 10 EMA on the 5, and VWAP is essentially the 2/3. But here we go with 14 again. Let's see if we can get continuation on this one. But it's the Serve Robotics show. I was on the wrong one. I should have been more alive to the breakout above 17 on Serve. We kept saying SERV had a hell of a resistance level at 17, and there it goes again. 1739. That's the high of the day. We are literally at the day high right now. Be on the lookout, SERV. But I also want to bring a new one to your attention. And I forgot who mentioned this to me, but I really want to give him credit over here. So let me just go back. TTMAS. TTMAS. Shout out to you, buddy. And the reason I'm shouting you out is because you told me about NUAI. Okay. NUAI is all sorts of strong to the tune of about 20%, 21%. That is the chart. Good breakout there, breaking out at around 945. Did kind of nothing, a little bit right at the open, but it caught the bid right around 10-2 or 1/4-2, and we just printed the day high at 187, showing 185 right now. I could certainly be interested to pick this up. If it does retrace back into 175 and catches a bid, we'll keep an eye out on that, though. I'm not really sure how I feel. Oh, crap. It looks like I got pushed out of CRML. I should have given this one a little bit more room. And up we go again into the mid-teens. We're not quite into the 20s yet. I'll keep my eye on CRML. And then last but not least, Tillray's pulling back. We don't have too much. In fact, we only have one out left on Tillray. So either, it makes a new high, or I get stopped out below $2, in which case I'll be profitable on both because my long is 197. Right. So we'll see exactly what happens with Tillray. Not much I need to do in that regard as a result of the amount of share size that we have left. But I'll be focusing a lot on CRML, SERV, and the new one that the OG Bovin brought to our attention, NUAI. We're going to load that one up on the side chart super quick, or the trading screen, excuse me, as we watch it continue to dilly-dally near day's highs. Joseph, that's what I'm looking at. And now I'm going to kind of wind down, try to get to some of the super chats and some of the people's questions.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we're starting to piece them out here on IBIT. Coming back to our break even here. So hopefully this pullback isn't too deep, or that might just be it for the trade. So we were short it. We're long it here now. It's coming back in. I don't want to hold it any against me because I still have the majority of my position on, 65% to be exact. So we want to see a rebound here. But as for what the tape is telling me, we're not going to get that anytime soon. So that might have been the complete move all the way up into 69.70s roughly. And there it is. We're out of that trade. A nice little bounce as we're starting to curl over. Sellers are fully engaged there. But the shorts, bang, bang, not too bad of a look. We reverse long and then head once again towards VWAP, but now starting to reject. Ethereum's been performing a little bit better there than what Bitcoin is. Now, we're starting to form a bull flag here on NVDA. Look at the price start to compress. This is big time stuff. We also have a double bottom on AMD. Fantastic. We really like that. If we can get off of the, I have to, Shreve. I have to get involved in this AMD. Okay. Not right this second, but there you go, guys. So you can see that Bitcoin starting to come back in. That's why you get out when you're supposed to. You don't want to turn a profitable trade into a losing one. Get out, break even. This is my thing, and every trader's going to have a different stance on this. So if I have a profitable trade, I'm at a 1-to-1. And what do I mean by that? I'm risking $50. I've now made $50. All right? If that comes back towards my break even, I'm out flat. Some people will say, no, continue to hold that, continue to hold it, and that's fine. That's their system. But my system is, if it decides to come back to my break even, after going into a 1-to-1 risk to reward, or even a 2-to-1, the chances of it going lower are substantial. They're there. So what does that tell me? I can get in at a better price and still look for that 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And if I happen to get into a 2-to-1, then guess what? If I happen to get in at a lower price, then what was a 1-to-1 before can now be your 2.5-to-1s, your 3-to-1s, etc. So that's why, for me, don't get too personal with these positions. Get out when you're supposed to get out, because at the end of the day, these numbers and all of this movement essentially means nothing to you. They don't care about you. They don't even know we exist at the end of the day. So get out. Preserve that capital and get back in on those better prices.
All right, let's get to some of these super chats. Again, Craig, thank you. By the way, guys, just before we continue, Neil and Sean off today. Neil is under the weather, and Sean is just getting LASIK done on his eyes. So we wish them a very speedy recovery. So Joseph and I filling in for the big boys today, and we hope you're having a good time with us on the morning, switching things up a little bit. Let's get some of these super chats. As we mentioned already, thank you, Craig, for the $5 Canadian super chat. He says, congrats, you two, for opening the show. Let's see some boys trading today. Would love to know the levels you think on AMD. We covered that one for Craig. Jason Raybon, good morning, fellas. What are your thoughts on APLD? We got to that as well. Any ideas for the options plays? Your boy Joey.
We can take a look at that now because we have the data.
Yeah, you want to do that for us?
Yeah, we'll take a quick second as you continue on those super chats. We'll look at the APLD.
Okay, I'll keep going over here.
Yeah.
We got David as well coming in with $10 super chat. Dave's early silly list, I like that. USAR, MP, LAC, LAR, Quantums, Flip a coin at own risk. AMD holds the line. I like all those, man. I don't know too much about USAR. I'm involved in MP materials myself. Of course, I know about LAC. LAR, I don't know too much about. The quantum names we've covered ad nauseum. I happen to like all those. I think those are all good plays. Intraday, I'm not really sure. I think you've already established yourself there. So shout out to David, and thank you for the super chat. Taylor Stedman, $5 super chat. Thank you, Taylor. What do you think is going to happen to cost at open? I have calls, and I'm not sure if it's going to going to test back down, or should I pull out? Let's have a look at COST. So some people have been talking some smack about Costco lately. Ram. I don't happen to be one of those people, but it is in a downtrend, Joey, and we have to be alive to that. We've topped out back in February of this year, and then sadly we have been putting lower highs.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's just the nature of the beast. And the thing is, we're making lower lows as well, which is concerning to me. It's quite concerning. The reason I say that is because it's a downtrend, right? Like I don't want to say it's a secular downtrend. When you look at Elliott waves, you can clearly see this could be an ABC sort of pullback. What I need to see, though, is I need to see this get above and stay above the 200. It's been using the 200 sort of as a line of best fit lately. And that's not the move, right? We know that the moving averages are super not good when we're in a consolidative state. So I don't want to say we're in consolidative state because we're making lower lows and lower highs, but I definitely need to see us get above the 200. Now, in addition to that, you also got the death cross, right? Where the 50 EMA crossed below the 200, and that happened on the 3rd of October. Now, obviously, if we're consolidative, that won't mean anything. But again, I think that maybe we're not really as consolidative as I initially thought. We are in a bit of a downtrend. So that may mean something here, at least for the next little while. So you did get that death cross. So I personally not loving Costco as a swing at the moment, but it looks as if, you're holding this maybe as a swing trade. So let's do a little TA here. See if we can kind of gauge this a little bit. So you may have some upside room into maybe 950, 960, just given how this one's trading, right? The harmonics of this one. So I think you may have some upside room. And it's green today. It's certainly green today. It was green yesterday. It's been on a 3-day winning streak if we close this way right now on Costco. So I don't like it until it can get back above and change trend, get back above the 200 and change trend. But I think you might actually have a nice move into 950, 960, really depending on where this one finds resistance. We're going to pause the, the super chat shout out at the moment, and we're going to go to Adara for small cap recap.
Yeah, let's take a look here at these small caps. All of these have been mentioned already, and a lot of them have decent short floats too. We'll start with TLRY. This one, with their earnings here, again, they did have better than expected earnings, or rather they didn't actually report any earnings, but it was better than the expected loss of 2 cents per share. Sales were a beat here for TLRY, which does have a market cap here around $2.4 billion, roughly 14% short float. Then we go to $1.3 billion market cap and a roughly 13.4% short float for this one over here, CRML, Critical Metals Corp, securing another 10-year Tanbrace offtake agreement here for CRML. This is a name that has traded higher frequently, and it's been on watch in the past. And same here with our final friend in the small cap recap here. $1 billion market cap, 25% short float for Serve Robotics, DoorDash, and SCRV, partnering up here to bring their delivery robots to the DoorDash platform. Before we send you back to the guys, we'll take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool, because the Trade the Pool Beat Ackman live trading competition is here. From October 8th to 10th, every day Ackman makes his move, and your mission is to outperform him, beat his return, and prove you've got what it takes. Then the grand finale on October 13th, broadcast live on Trader TV, with the Trade the Pool team live in the studio. Over $600,000 in prizes are up for grabs. $25,000, $50,000, even $100,000 valuation accounts, plus surprise giveaways during the live show. Don't just watch, compete. Beat Ackman, win big, back to you. Or scan the QR code, start trading.
Yeah, that should be good. Thank you, Adara, for that. My favorite segment of the day, obviously, goes without saying. Let's go on with the super chats here. Alejandro, Gemi, is primed and ready to fly. Go, Blue Jays, go. Oh, no, New York, what happened? They just got lucky they didn't get swept. The fact is, you know, they caught one, Joey. They caught one because we pulled our starter a little. They should have got swept.
You know what someone in the chat said?
What'd they say?
He's like, but all of the players on the Jays are American.
Okay, yeah, but no, we could say the same thing about hockey, bro.
Exactly,
like,
but
what?
in his defense, he's like, I'm just doing what the Canadians do when Florida won.
Okay.
And he's like, oh yeah, but all the players are on that.
Did you say that?
I don't think I said that.
I don't think I said that either.
I didn't say that, but I might have said it.
I don't really look at us as being too different. I have made that point very clear. My sister's American. I love America, and I don't really differentiate between us all that much. All right, let's get to the next.
Do you have one thing? We're still got super chats to go through. Hey guys, I got filled on a couple contracts. We're gonna leave that with pressure on me. Just a couple. I mentioned if we break 69, we headed into that, so I did let some of those go, and I'm completely out of my Ethereum contracts. I might get long Weeble. I need that pullback, but we like it. Nice indecision print at the lows off of IBIT. We might take one more stab at the long here.
All right, GEMI, I don't really know what you're looking at here, brother. The daily on this is, obviously this is Gemini, which is the Winklevoss twins IPO. Look, I read a good article about them yesterday. The article's position was buy Gemi, okay? That we're gonna move up from here. It wasn't well received initially, okay? It opened up at about 36, it popped up to 45, it ended up closing red on the day. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red days in a row before it caught finally a bit of support. So the support is clearly 23 bucks. Okay, look at this. None of the closing prints actually closed below 23 bucks. And now what I do like about this is we're putting in higher highs and higher lows. So we may be doing the rounded bottom. If you were to get in here, the current price is 25.79. My out would be below this candle low, all-time lows. That takes you into 22.25. That's where my stop would be. Otherwise, I don't really have a way to execute on Gemi because there's just not enough data. I hope you print up multiple storms. We're going to Adara. She's got news.
All right.
Yeah, just keep an eye here in Delta. DAL dropping really sharply here, and this actually had initially a pretty strong earnings reaction. We have their call going on right now. Their conference call started at 10 a.m., likely still going on. Apparently, an executive from the company is saying that their increased focus on wealthier customers has strengthened their position compared to airlines serving less affluent travelers. For whatever reason, does not seem like the market likes this comment, or I guess either way, just worth noting this call is happening. Anything can happen. Be aware. Back to you.
Where absolutely. All right, thank you, Adara, very much. Holy cow, we have a lot of super chats. Assassino, what did you say in my ear there, brother?
Use the thing for the super chats. Fabian's tool.
Oh, use Fabian's tool for the supers?
Yes, sir.
Anything for Fabe.
Of course.
Actually, no.
Well, you look, bro. You don't want to disappoint and upset someone called the Chilean Nightmare, because as his name denotes, it can become a nightmare.
You can't read.
Right? I'll be watching out.
All right. Well, you know what, Fabian? You know what? I'm a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
You know, because
I'm a good guy.
You give me a hard time on the little things I ask for, but I'm not that. We'll go and do it there. Let's use his tool there, guys. Bruh, yeah, it's right, Fabian. Bruh is right.
No.
Where is it, Sharif? I don't even have it there.
What happened, Joey?
Okay, where do I go and find the super chats? Bang, bang, bang. I got it.
Yeah, you got it? Good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Super chats at the top, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, super chats. I'm still not. Okay, so there we go. We're at James Willis, right? Let's pull it up here. Sorry for the lacklusterness. Okay, we're gonna get stopped out of another IBIT long, but I do like those indecisions. We'll hold to see if we can find a potential bottom. We've already filled in 60% of that wick, so not too good of a look. Keep it on the side chart. Okay, James Willis. For the tip on GLTO, here's a couple bucks. Thank you. I think that one was for you, Sharif, trading GLTO.
Was it? I didn't trade GLTO.
Oh, this guy, that's crazy. I didn't even notice he was there. What's up, brother? All right.
Baby,
click the question.
You're gonna show us how to do it live. I like it.
Send. Full send.
Full send.
Oh, wow, full send.
I like it.
Let's go.
You don't want to have it the whole time, then you get to say goodbye.
Bye.
Hang, we're rocking and rolling.
You can do that with any message. You can click that.
Any message?
Yeah, click that. Click one of those.
Bang.
That.
Full send.
And then you want to see super chat?
Super chats?
Yeah.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Full
And
send.
you can even show how much like they donated.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the dono. Wow, is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Alejandro.
All right, Alejandro. Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying. Who has it? Oh,
Like Lady Gaga?
I mean, I don't think she's ugly or anything like that.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't mean,
Singer.
yeah, I think she has a good voice and stuff like that. All right, guys. Jemmy is primed and ready to fly. Go, Jays. Let's play ball. Okay. Blue Jays. Let's play. Let's go. Let's take a. I don't know. Maybe we have different. Take another look here. Primed for a go. I'm not seeing it. Who is it?
Big Smile.
No, wait. We're going through it. We're doing it in order, Sharif. We're not reading it just yet. We're doing it in order.
What'd he say,
All right?
Refrain?
I don't know what he said, but we're doing it in order. Primed to go. You might be right. You want to break 26.45. I see. The thing is, though, I can't even full send it. On there, no, I'm not reading it. I don't want to know what he
chirping my
said.
shirt, bro. This isn't a V-neck. This is the mic bringing down
No,
the
it's a V-neck.
Right?
It's a V-neck.
It's a U-neck or a rounded neck, man.
All right, we're
it's
moving
just
ahead.
flimsy material. And Assassino's getting very upset that the mic keeps falling. So
okay, I'm out of this. I'm out of iBit there, guys. Thank God we sold some contracts there. All right, on to the next one. Alejandro, prime to go, breaks 26. We like that one. What do you think is going to happen to cost that open? I have calls, and I'm not sure if it's going to go test back down or if I should pull out. Okay, I got to go long some DAL here. We're going to go over to Adara, and then we're going to take a look at Costco shortly after.
We already looked.
Yeah, we're going to take a look here at ORCL. ORCL's been strong here. Only news on this actually came well before the bell. Before 9 a.m., they announced they're launching Intelligent Communications Orchestration Network. They had a couple other press releases this morning, so ORCL, tons of press releases. But they also got a Baird here, giving them an outperform rating, initiating coverage with outperform with a $365 price target. So ORCL, positive analyst rating, and a whole bunch of press releases they had just put out before the bell. Back to you.
Down on this, Fabian.
Clear that. Hit the X, bro.
I'm hitting, brother. It's at the bottom of my screen. I can't go. Yeah, you see what I'm getting at? So yeah, where's Big Spiles here? I got to read it first. All these.
All right, Joey, you're taking too long,
no,
bro.
I'm good. All right, no, we can do that there, brother. Patience is key. We can throw this one up there, maybe.
All right. I already read it. It's fine. Yeah.
All these super chats and not one throwing shade at little Joey Smalls. We're big Joey these days, my friend. Come on, gang. Do better. Sharif, is that a ladies V-neck J shirt? No, it's not.
It's just the mic pulling it down.
There's so many super chats here. We've done big spiles. There's so much. Justin Everett.
KC.
You want to go over a couple of those there, Sharif?
Yes, sir. Okay, we're going to have to go in order because people are going to get upset.
Yeah. I think
so here we go. We got James Willis. On behalf of Sean, it says, David, that was a lackluster impression. Okay,
Yeah.
MP, USAR, AMD, hold. Thank you, David. Steven Springer, IE, been balling out all week. Let's take a look at IE for your boy there, Steven Springer. IE, what is this? Ivanhoe Electric. Oh. Okay, so we've definitely broken a downtrend there. That's super obvious, and you gotta love that. The clearing of a downtrend. Now we're on the lookout here for a new uptrend, and lo and behold, this fits very, very well. Okay, so I do like this. I like this a lot, actually, because look at this. So you've got the rounded shape, right? And it's a bit of a cup and handle pattern. There you go, cup. There's the handle, and there's the breakout. It's clean. Sometimes you're going to get a retest of the breakout from the handle part of the cup and handle, which is 13. So I'd be looking for a possible 13 test. Now you're getting a bit of a candle of indecision at the highs today, topping till. Big wick up, not as big of a wick down, but you're certainly, this could be a reversal candle. Now, if it's a reversal candle, I'm a buyer at this breakout level over here, 13. That's a clear buy area for me. Otherwise, just ride the trend. Look for higher highs and higher lows. Otherwise, I'm looking for that retest of $13. That is on the daily. Let's flip to the half an hour. Yeah, you're not really getting much in the way of volume on this one. So this one seems like certainly a swing trade to me, but those higher lows and higher highs are basically unabated since the end of September 22nd. Good look there. Let's go on to the next one. Shout out to Traveling Pants. Ooh. Welcome to Trader TV, my friend. Oh no, it's Corey Ewing. dropping 5 in the chat. Shout out to Corey. Good morning. My guys, good morning. Great to see you guys lead off. Sharif, your next trade. DPRO, don't forget this one. Also, MYO looks good. So MYO we were on yesterday. Shout out to you, but let's check out DPRO and see what this one's jib looks like. Okay, it's trading at highs. So right away, I like it. Let's take a look at the 5. I love it. It's already replacing the hot garbage MRM. DPRO. Great call out, Corey. You're getting it. I really like your calls lately, Corey. This is a buy here off the 10 EMA. You got higher lows. You got higher highs. The 10.05 candle clearly defended the 10 EMA. You're getting a quick wick down into the 10 EMA right now. I'm a buyer there. If it doesn't hold up, I stop out. Below the 10 or below 13, I'd give it to 13 given its proximity to the whole dollar level. If it doesn't hold 13, that's the end of the trade, and I'd be looking to get in at about 12.75, 12 3/4-ish, because that's where the volume weighted average price is, assuming it holds trend. So that's what I'm looking at right now. DPRO is probably going to be one that I execute on if it's warranted. So that one is good. You want to look at Path for dangerous? He's talking about calls. He printed up a storm on Path.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to pull up DAL here, man. What a prime time signal. Oh, okay, I got to get involved. This is a big-time chase off of those lows. I would have had a much better price, but let's get involved in some DAL here and see if we can get that move back towards the volume-weighted average price, punching through some key levels on that one. Yeah, let's go. He wants UiPath calls. Yep. Let's take a look at UiPath. Let's go DAL as well, man. I should have took that fill at 59.20s. That would have been 50 cents just right, just as quick as you like. It's a fact, Jack. Where is Mike Peter Ryder today, man? I'm glad that you're cooking up on these here, by the way.
He's always cooking, bro.
I got a lot going on here, Assassino, but we'll get ready for that. We're ready for Assassino. I'm good to go. Okay. Ready? Let's rock and roll. Bang. E-signal. New traders, listen up. First month, free. Good. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data at your fingertips. Global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Thanks. Ready to elevate your trading? Yes. Scan the QR code. Check the link in the description there, my friends. There it goes. What a move there in DAL. Gorev.
What?
Gorev, take a look at this 5-minute print, my brother. I had the opportunity to get on that wick low hold there. We didn't take advantage of it, but that's okay. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities throughout this session. But a move back into VWAP, it's going to be my primary target. That is a nice sign of strength, and we want to see if we can continue on that trajectory there, Sharif.
All right, Joey, we're into serve over here as it came back into 17, and 17 was an interesting level. It bounced off 17 before. It's not rocketing up, so I'm packing my patience here. We're in at a price I don't really like, 13s, but let's see if this one can kind of work its way above the levels. Let's take a beak wetter there. SERV, nice. Okay, we just got a beak wetter there in the mid-20s. So I'm going to hold this. Let's see if we can get up and maybe test high a day again. 13.64 or maybe even the $0.50 on SERV. I also added into my position wrong screen here, PRSO. We added there, nice, into 73s, into the 10 EMA on the 5, and we just got printed there at 78s. Now let's set up a little bit higher than that, looking for a beak wetter there, and then we're also going to set up at 82s. Let's see what PRSO has to offer. But I need to keep my eye on SERV because I am concerned that this could be a double top into 1750, 1760-ish area with the neckline at 17. So here's what I'm looking at on the 1, okay? So you have the top, neckline, top, and here we go again, testing 17. So I need to be alive for a $17 breakdown. If we get that 17 breakdown, I got to get the hell out of there, okay? Because that's not what I'm looking for. I don't want to be involved in the double top. Now, what's helping me, what's aiding my trade is the 10 EMAs also at the psychological area of support. We're talking about 17 bucks. So that's what I'm looking at there. Let's go on to Papacito. His super chat there. Shout out to Papacito dropping 690 shekels, 6.9 shekels. Crazy penny bid. Buru. Yeah, that was from yesterday. BNAI. ATCH. let's have a look at all of those. Let's just make sure that we're good to go. So let's go up BURU. That one was big yesterday. This is trading lower today. It's got resistance at 65 bucks, and it's right at the volume weighted average price. So this one on my list is a no-go, but it had a decent day the day prior and a bit of a ziggy-zaggy day today, making newer lows yesterday. So, sorry, it had a ziggy-zaggy day yesterday, making newer lows today. Sorry, Assassino, we're just going to finish these ones. We'll send it to Adara. BNAI is down 2% here. And since basically the 7th of October, this has been putting in lower lows and lower highs. Adara's got breaking news. We got to send it to her.
Yeah, so Google coming out here saying that, quote, dozens of organizations are being affected by a hacking campaign tied to Oracle software. So it's not actually Google here, it's ORCL we want to look at. I will look at Google, though I have not checked this one out yet, but ORCL, as you can see, pushing sharply to the downside. Google already to the downside, not much volume on this, but ORCL pushing lower. We'll do a quick sector watch while we're here. Everything's basically red. Oracle, oddly enough, when this hacking news, still green up 2%. Netflix green, but a lot of the other names in the sector red, notably AppLovin, down about 5%. Retail trade, mostly red, with the notable exception of Costco up 3%. They had better than expected September sales. Not better than expected, but just growth in general for their sales for the month of September. Producer manufacturing red, consumer durables red here. Health technology a little bit more mixed. And electronic technology mostly red, but Nvidia up 2%. Those UAE chips reportedly starting to get export licenses, so good look there for NVDA. Not a great look for basically any other name in that sector, guys. Back to you.
Thank you for that.
All right. What were you going to say there?
Nothing. I just wanted to cover the other ones for Papacito there. So I didn't like Buru. I didn't like BNAI. But hey, I mean, if they're good swing trades for you, don't let me dampen your mood. This one, though, there we go, Papacito. Third one is a charm. Now, look, it's south of $1. It's a 61.57 penny name over here. But this is the kind of chart pattern that I really like to see. Stair step up. Higher highs, higher lows, comes back in, tests previous area of resistance as support. This is the kind of thing that I like. ATCH is the ticker. It's already earned its way onto the side chart. ATCH, let's throw in that name for you right there. So I'd be picking this up off 55 pennies, Papacito, because this is where the 10 EMA is. Okay, a correction. It's a 20 EMA love fest over here between ATCH and the levels, because look at this. All these prints over here touched the 20 EMA. So I'd be picking up at the 20. Maybe you can get into the 10 initially, DCA into the 20. The green line is a 10. The yellow line is a 20. That's what I'd be looking at there if I were you. But this is a good one. So shout out to Papacito. Good look there. Adam James, thanks for starting the day off with Joey Options and Sharif. TTV, wink, wink. Energy, baby. We're spinning the money there for Adam James. Shout out to you, brother. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Awfully kind. Good look there. Get it, Adara. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. Joey Options.
Yeah.
I just went the beak there near the area high into 35 on SERV. It is losing 17 right now. So SERV is of no interest to me at this level. I'll be more interested at around 16 1/3, 16 and a half, where I see possible areas of support.
All right, cool. All right, this is going to be our last attempt. Oh, the position board not working. I put the reload there on DAL. No. So we're going to see if we can head into that next level. Consolidation right now. I love that indecision print. I'm taking my last stab here on IBIT long. We were 2 for 2 on the shorts. We're 1 for 1 on the long, and I don't want to give up too much trying to force an underlying asset that is continuously bleeding on the session. So that's the final attempt on these longs as it's just slowly digging into our day. We want to stick to the names that are strong. That's going to be some of the earnings reports, the chips. And I mean, the overall market is continuously selling here. We have AMD cracking through some key support levels. It was holding support for a while there, Gore, but now starting to come back in a little bit. So IBIT puts in a new low of the day. Adios, muchachos. We ain't looking at that one no more. And then now we're looking for that 3-bar play back into the volume weighted average price here on DAL. Big time pop. We're up 5% on the session. So see if we can catch that next fill. I might remove this bid here just potentially for that move, and I want to go in full size to that 60-60 zone. All right, so that's what we got going on. I mean, we got 15 minutes left. I don't have the what's for lunch thing.
Oh, well, I don't get it either.
I don't get that either, brother. So we're not going to be able to figure out.
Talk to your friend there. See if you can get the email.
Who, Katina Man?
No.
A Ram?
No. Definitely no.
I was joking.
You obviously know what I'm talking
I know
about.
exactly, bro. That's why I said everything opposite of that. But no, it's essentially short Yeah, if it's sandwiches today, Katina's gonna be mad.
Bro,
that's his favorite lunch.
I don't understand why we keep getting French toast. We got French toast. What else did we get the other day?
Pancakes.
What's going on?
I don't know, man. And
what's going on? It was a protein-only breakfast, and now it's turned into a carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates. We don't want any of that. We want the protein breakfast.
I don't understand what's happening.
But also, Shreve, you're having a little bit of issues with the eggs as well too, because they are acting as they're like the carton eggs or the powdered eggs there.
Well, exactly.
Right. I think they're carton.
What he's talking about, Joey, there is we got a huge tray of scrambled eggs, but you know, I happen to eat eggs a lot, and I know what they taste like. And these weren't real eggs, so I feel like, what are they called, Fabian? You know what you were telling me the other day. What's the name of it? Dehydrated eggs, yeah. Eh? I know, brother, but the texture tastes. They're processed. They're processed. Yeah, well. They definitely tasted processed, Fabian, so I definitely support you on that. I don't know, I'm not loving the breakfast as of late.
No. You got to let them know that.
We got to speak up, though, because nobody's going to know that we're unhappy unless we say something.
Exactly.
Obviously, right? So I think maybe...
so you're going to start conducting the email?
No, I'm just going to say it to the driver in the morning. The driver's super cool. He conveys the message when they stop bringing bananas. I said one thing to him, and then we've been inundated with bananas since that time.
Bananas?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Okay, so what do we... So that's the thing now. We might have to slip him a little fin in his pocket or a sawbuck or something. You know what I mean?
I don't even think you need to do that, bro. I think he's a good guy. Like, he'll do it for you.
If I was like,
what's the problem, Adara? Adara says if you bribe him, it would be a sketchy move, Joey.
Why?
I don't know.
Everybody likes a little cash in there. That's my language. That's my business language.
Yeah, that's like. Oh boy! Wow. Adara's got quite the reaction there.
No, not whatsoever. Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. In all seriousness,
it's going to be Adobe today on the midday, eh?
It's Adobe on the day. It was Joby the other day.
Adobe.
Yeah.
Say that again. The reunion tour, she says. Guys, I got to bring your attention to NUAI because it is breaking out right now at the moment. It is at the day high, 196, day high, 199. This is a good look right now. It is rejecting that $2, at least for the moment. We kind of had a feeling this was going to hit 2. I didn't execute on it. I was focused on PRSO, and that ended up being the wrong choice. We're positive on PRSO, so we'll take that and run, but I could have definitely been doing a lot better if I had chosen NUAI. Now, here's the deal. I see a buy zone between 185 and 190. Take your pick. That was an obvious range. We were ranging there from 10.08 till the breakout at 10.41. So a move into 190 to 185 gets me involved. Gets me involved as a long. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to throw in an initial order. We're going to put it at 91s to front run the level, right? Because sometimes it doesn't work its way right all the way back down. And then we're going to put another dip trade at 86 to take advantage of that 85 to 90 range. Again, my idea here is to front run it. So that's my look on NUAI. I do like the way that this one is trading on the day. It's that stair step up sort of pattern. We'll definitely get involved in that. But I also want to bring your attention to another one, DPRO, since PRSO is no longer tradable under my system. Let's look at DPRO. This is a This is a $12 name, excuse me, and it's coming back into the volume weighted average price. I like this one possibly at $12.75. Now, why I like this, area high, area low, higher high, and if we hold up above 1260, that will be another higher low. So that 1260, 1275 area is a buy zone for me on DPRO. Look, it's only up 15%. We'll keep tabs on that. But last but not least, one that we were involved in with all day, Criminal. Look at the breakout on Criminal. There goes 15 into 15, 17. We were involved in this one at 13. So this one is really stair-stepping up. Good, clean move. Above $14. It dilly-dallied with 14 and a bit, which ended up getting me out of the trade. It pulled back into VWAP, and it hasn't been stopped since. So it was a VWAP retracement, a triple bottom, in fact, at VWAP, where the way I see it, 1015, 1020, and the 1025 candles all defended VWAP. And there goes the high of the day again. It is 1524 now. Criminal is on a breakout. Keep your eye out on this one. I'm watching Criminal, I'm watching NUAI, and I'm watching DPRO, Joey.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, okay. So yeah, let's go. We added here aggressively onto this DAL trade, just trying to stick with those in-play names. So we had a small ad right up here, just a little reload, and then now we're just going full on size right here to see if we can get that move back towards the volume weighted average price. Bang. Oh man, what a play on that one. What's our average? 59.88 on that one. So starting to climb higher. We're going to hold that bid up there, and then we're going to hold a lot for that primary target, and that's going to be the volume weighted average price. Let's see if we can get into that realm, because that's what we're looking at there. As for some of the other names, you're getting a little bit of a bounce in the Nasdaq and the SPY. AMD bouncing off of those support level lows. Be patient on these names. They've been on monster runs, but I think at some point you're going to get the continuation on it. We'll just take a look at what I'm specifically, what I got on my list. I got my eyes on Ethereum. I've removed I removed IBIT, so there's zero temptation to even trade it right now. It's not looking too good in my opinion. We got AMD and everything along those lines, but we're gonna
red, bro.
Yeah, the whole market's red. The whole market is red. Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna set it up.
Nvidia's, I mean, it's green, right? But
yeah.
Netflix
holding on, but the majority of the names are red. I see my screen. It's a little bit of a bloodbath this morning. But we're gonna send it off to Adair here, guys.
Nice push up here for the US dollar. This sits fourth straight day that is green. And let's see if we can take out that 100 level. Now, even above that, another level here of potential resistance was that level just above 100. So let's see if we're able to take out that resistance that we made here at the start of August 2025. So like 3 months ago. We did have the FOMC minutes yesterday. They were pretty mixed, guys. It's worth saying. Some people view these as dovish. Some people view these as hawkish. Overall, the Fed is just not in agreement. And I think that's the biggest thing I can say here. Even to quote the statement, participants expressed a range of views about the degree to which the current stance of monetary policy was restrictive and the likely future path of policy. So they're really unsure here with regards to the speed of the rate cuts, but either way, they all, I guess, on average, agreed that it would be appropriate to ease policy further over the remainder of the year. Now, 5% of participants expecting rates to be held steady, 95% still expecting a 25 basis point cut. Back to you.
Oh man, this video's hilarious. It's Poppy and Vlad Guerrero just trolling the hell out of Derek Jeter, who's on set. Oh no, Derek. Oh no, it's A-Rod, dude. Don't tell me, 2 Yankees. Oh man. No, poor souls, man. But they got the same vibe though. You got Guerrero Jr. and Poppy. They have the same vibe. Both Dominican cats, obviously. I love that, man.
We love Dominican.
Oh no, New York. What happened yesterday, New York?
Shout out to Punta Canada, man.
Punta Canada.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah.
Because there's so many Canadians.
Yeah, they go there. Yeah, it's like the winter destination.
Send us the link to the chat. What chat, man? Cowboys cheeseburger. I don't know what you're talking about, Cowboys cheeseburger, man.
Cheeseburger.
All right, guys. Criminals breaking out, man. It is on a rampage to the high side. But we'll get to that one in a second because 2 New York cents wants me to look at VTAK. Let's take a look at that one. Yeah, I know. Cucumber Road, it's a strong one there. Get it, Adara. Ooh. Let's look at that one for your boy, 2 New York cents. What's it called again? VTAK. A little light, brother, on volume, 360,000 shares. It's positive on the day, 9.61%. It's coming from highs, though. Look at that move back yesterday. This one broke out in the aftermarket. It looks like 4 o'clock. It got the breakout. Right into, 425. And it hasn't done much today. I'll keep an eye out on it, but the volume is a little light, brother. So I'm going to have to respectfully say no to that one. But I want to mention DPROs at VWAP. NUAI is breaking out. Here's what I'm looking at on the side charts. There's Criminal, bottom right of your screen. I don't know why it doesn't have the ticker there. I do apologize, CRML. It is breaking out all sorts of strong right now, 1585 on Criminal. It's really getting extended away from the 10 EMA, but I'm also keeping an eye here on NUAI. There is $2 finally on NUAI. 201, this one is breaking out right now. SLV, I said almost nothing about this one because it wasn't doing anything. This one's also awoken and taking out VWAP, but it's more expensive at around 46 bucks. But this is the DPRO VWAP pullback that I was talking about. By definition, if it holds up at VWAP, that will be a higher low. So it'll be higher high, high or low. So that is okay, but it is spready just from how I'm seeing it trade. Did I load this up on a trading screen? Let's find out. Yeah, it's let's see what the spread is. 07 on the bid, 97 on the 08 on the ask, basically 00 on the bid. So it's about an 8-penny spread right now, which isn't bad, but I'm pretty sure it was wider. So if you get in here, I'd be giving it to 1280. So you're risking 20 pennies to possibly make 60, because that would be where the high of the day is. So yeah, I don't know if I want to get into this one with about 6 minutes left on the show. I'm going to be eating my breakfast and then I'm going to be gymming. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But there goes NUAI breaking out. Joey, I didn't get any of the dip trades that I had set up on NUAI. Both those teal or whatever aqua lines still remaining there. So we didn't get anything on NUAI, but there goes the breakout 209. So lots of strength there, but it's really going to be focusing criminal, DPRO, and NUAI. Joey.
Bang, bang, and another one. Oh, I don't even.
Oh no! Oh no! What happened, Joey? No. We definitely have to get Rizbot's laugh.
You like Rizbot's laugh?
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
How do you not
I've
like
seen
that?
the guy read it. It's all right. I like this one. I like Spice. Bro, Spice Adams is. You don't like Spice? You don't like Spice?
I like Rizbot better, bro.
I like Spice Adams.
No, because the context, though, he just drops a lie and then he laughs in your face, then he walks away.
Have you you know Spice Adams, right?
No, I don't. Let's
You
find
don't
out
know
who he is.
Spice Adams?
Joseph,
oh, brother,
I'm
he is
ancient.
so
I tried to
hilarious.
tell you this in the
Oh
past.
man, you gotta watch like his basketball videos. He's like jacking up threes. Like
There
he's
we
like
go.
he's like
Oh,
doing
I know
like,
this guy.
yeah.
I
He's
know.
like
Of
doing
course I
like
know this
he's
guy
like
is.
doing the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
He'll like jack threes up and it doesn't even come close. And he'll do like the most wag.
He shoots like threes from like super far.
So
Yeah.
anyways,
I know who this guy is.
when 50 Cent did the Super Bowl. You know how 50 Cent in the club video comes up, he's like hanging upside down?
Yeah.
Well, after he did it in the Super Bowl, 50 Cent, right? He like gained some weight and stuff. So Spice Adams made a video making fun of 50 Cent in the gym. So he hangs off like the Smith machine, eating like a chicken wing. This guy is absolutely hilarious.
Hold on, did you see the Ja Rule tried to settle the beef with 50?
And
50's like, no. We're beefing till we're dead.
Oh, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
50's an angry guy.
Yeah.
He is
Did
a
you see what he said
artist.
to Diddy? He's like, yeah, whoever had Diddy for a public speaker, I heard he's not available, but I am. It's like, yeah. It's like, bro, this guy is the ultimate troll.
Oh, boy.
But yeah,
boy.
I mean, there we go in DAL, guys. We were talking about this name. So we get that pop up there. We take a little bit off. We go with that ad. And then sure enough, we're like, all right, we'll start with that small ad. And then we get the pullback that we were looking for. Bang, we take some off. We take a little bit more off. And then now what are we going to do again? We're going to probably take a little bit more off there. So not too bad of a look there. Just sticking with the names that are in play. And that's going to be the chips. Even though they are moving to the downside, we get another move there in DAL. VWAP is going to be that primary target. We love that one, guys. It's been an absolute fantastic show.
Fantastic.
We got 3 minutes. Sharif and I have been having speaking for myself, I've been having a blast. I'm pretty sure he has as well too.
Joey.
So we're gonna take a little bit more off. Actually, do I do that? No, we're gonna go like that there, Sharif. We'll still leave a little bit running just in case.
What's she laughing at now? Why is she laughing? What is she doing? I never know what she's doing.
Someone's doing the cha-cha over there. Where's the midday folks, man?
Oh, bro, it's like apparently, it's free. It's a free for all.
Yeah.
Nobody has to get ready.
Still no structure.
Nothing.
That is crazy.
Oh, why? I know I'm getting up right at 11 o'clock.
11, you're gone at it. You're gone.
Come hell or high
He's
water.
gone right
there he is.
Straight to get the food. Straight to get the food, and then you're off to do something else. Okay, I wanted to clear some of my tabs.
Food and then gymming.
And then you're gym. Like what? You're gonna walk and eat, or are you just
I'm gonna post up here, eat. I don't like to gym right after breakfast, though, but it is a bit of a lighter one.
Yeah, it's a light.
Okay,
I mean, you're crushing some eggs. You'll just have to do some leg raises, maybe some mountain climbers.
I smashed. I told you, I smashed quads yesterday.
Yeah,
I was supposed to take the day off. I was under the weather.
I did leg extensions yesterday and some
There you go.
But man, I can't go so heavy. So what I do is I go just super light because of my knee, right? Yeah. So I just go super light and I hold it for 10 seconds. Do. Hold.
You're
release,
doing the
right?
isometric.
Yeah, exactly. And I just hold, just so you don't get atrophy in the leg as well, too, which is really key.
I agree.
Which is really key.
Well, you don't want that though, because if you get weaker quads, it's going to just exacerbate the problem on your knee.
Exactly.
You need the muscle around the knee to be strong.
Exactly. Good thing I'm still playing hockey though. We take that.
There you go.
But
absolutely.
Kelvington's $10 super chat. Hey, okay, all right. Hey, yo, Sharif, look at our bleep MP. We up, brother.
Oh, I know, brother. I know.
Oh, yo, take that down. Take that down. Who put that up there?
Yeah, take that out. Take that out.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
It's not a big deal. Yeah, MP's up 10 and 2/3. Look, you guys know, man, I don't talk about my winners. You're not going to hear any excitement from me about these ones. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, and we'll take the profits, and we'll take the profits quietly. But yeah, we're heavily long MP, and the reason what got me into this, obviously two things. One, the critical minerals push by the current administration to want to reshore that and lessen their supply chain reliance on China. Now, we know that there's obviously some dealings between our two countries, and we got raw materials in spades, right? So I foresee more interactions between Canada and the United States with respect to this. And the second reason, obviously, I got into this is the money that the Pentagon threw in there. It does not hurt, at least for the moment, to have the government backing you because they're going to continue to buy. Now, what happened in the past with these critical minerals companies, American critical minerals companies, is that they would get involved and then China would basically outcompete them by lowering the prices, dumping, as they call it in economics, run them out of business, and then they'd increase prices into a more natural market level. Now, when you have the government as a buyer from you to kind of backstop your source of revenue, the dumping tactic by the Chinese companies doesn't work as well. So I do like that. I do like it a lot. It's very similar to kind of the CoreWeave Nvidia deal, where CoreWeave, if they have excess capacity, which they probably won't, Nvidia will buy that excess capacity off CoreWeave, thereby, securing a source of revenue for them. So that's it's a long-winded way of saying I like the backstop that the U.S. government provides for MP, and hence why I'm involved in said name. I think it's a good one. Any final thoughts, Joey, as we send it off to the midday shop?
I was really curious as what was for lunch, but that ship has now sailed. We're still sitting in this DAL trade, so not too bad. Let's see if we can get into the volume-weighted average price. It's been an absolute monster of a ride with you guys here this morning. Go Blue Jays, go. We're going back to the We're going to the midday. It's going to be Adara and Adobe. The Adobe show. Sharif and I will be back at 2 p.m. sharp.